Serie A. So kudos to him for that one. Defenders, Bruno Oyemechi kept a clean sheet while making 2 interceptions and 5 clearances for Olympiacos in Greece. Shemi Ajayi scored a goal and made 6 clearances and 6 goals won for Hull City. His first goal for Hull City in the English Championship. Adam Friday kept a clean sheet, made 4 clearances and won 7 goals for FC Botosani. In midfield, Samson Tijani with 2 blocks and 9 goals on for Dukla Praha. Tijani has steadily been having a decent season in the Czech League this season, playing for Dukla Praha. Hopefully he can continue. We had Onuachu Ogbelu with 2 interceptions, 5 tackles, 10 goals on for Esperance Sportive de Tunis in the CAF Champions League. Chinwendu Nkama with 2 tackles and 2 chances created with 6 goals, 1 for Stade El Uchi in Switzerland. We had Nelson Okeke, 4 tackles, 7 goals, 1 for Bohemians Praha in the Czech Republic, and then Rafael Onyedika with 2 tackles and 3 chances created with 6 goals, 1 for Club Brugge in their narrow defeat in the Belgian Pro League. And then for the forwards, Goodness Ajayi was on target for NK Opatia, Samuel Chukwueze, an assist and the Man of the Match award for Fulham in the English Premier League. Ademola Lookman scored for the 2nd consecutive game with 3 chances created for Atalanta in their Italian Serie A victory over Fiorentina. Chigozie Umba was on target and created 1 chance for Utai Tani. Victor Orakpo scored 2 goals for Montpellier. Abdulrahman Taiwo was on target for Spartak Trnava. Paul Onuachu with 2 goals for Trabzonspor. Josh Maja got an assist for West Brom. Andrew Idoko got another assist for Hapoel Jerusalem. Stanley Ehenacho scored a goal for CD Mafra in Portugal. Prosper Oba was the assist creator with 1 assist for LNZ Shakasi in the Ukraine. We had Rafael Durosimi come off the bench to score for Victoria Plzen in Czech Republic. We had Emmanuel ILC with 2 assists for MFK Karvina, and then Moses Uso scored 1 goal and created 2 chances for Lask Linz in Austria. Lots of quality performances over the weekend. Maybe some that we missed, forgive us. We track over 450 different Nigerian players every single week. And yes, we are human beings at the end of the day, so there is a chance that we forget 1 or 2, but we try to highlight the top and most important performances of Nigerian players across the world, regardless of the leagues that they play in. Of course, I should also say that Victor Osimhen returned to action, playing for Galatasaray in their 1-1 Turkish Super League draw versus Fenerbahce. I happened to watch that game, and it wasn't the best Victor Osimhen performance. He was falling on the ground a little bit. He was hustling for the ball. Some of his touches were heavy. Had a few shots as always, but nothing really threatening the goalkeeper. Didn't really look like he was going to score at any given point. But again, first game after pulling up with that injury in Nigeria's, I have to remind you guys, that injury in Nigeria's defeat against the Democratic Republic of Congo. We are just happy to see Victor Osimhen back because we know he still remains a key cog in the Nigerian machine. In fact, at this point, we might as well be calling ourselves the Super Osimens because no Osimhen, no party as far as the Super Eagles are concerned. So we're happy to see him back on the field, and we hope that he can stay fit like that as we head to another AFCON in December. But one guy that I want to give some props, for this past weekend. Samuel Chukwueze, boy, oh boy. Chukwueze looks like an exciting player, man, playing for Fulham in the Premier League. I can't even lie. Like, he's come off the bench, provided 1 beautiful assist for Raul Jimenez in a previous game. And then they gave him his first starts. In this big match against Tottenham. It was, for me, I loved the fact that we had the 3 Nigerian players starting that game against Spurs. I was excited about that. And I was very curious to see how Samuel Chukwueze did. Living in England, look, first of all, living in England, it does crazy things to people, man. Crazy good things, don't get me wrong. Because is it just me? Or do you guys see how fresh Samuel Chukwueze has been looking recently? Even when I saw him on the field in that game, just his hairstyle, Chukwueze was looking like a different guy. Like, I know it's the same money he was making probably in AC Milan that he's making now in Fulham, But bro, he just looks fresher. You know, that London breeze don't blow on him. It's just looking like a fresh boy. And he's delivering quality performances to match the level of his freshness. You know, he got another assist again against Spurs, and he was a threat. You know, he hit the post with one of his balls. It just looks like he's a new player. They're playing him down the left flank, though, which is something that is very interesting and different because, of course, we are used to Samuel Chukwueze being this Iron Robin that never became Iron Robin, you know, playing from the right side, trying to cut onto his left foot, you know, and try to create opportunities or try to take shots. But they're playing him from the left wing and they're asking him, yo, bro, use your pace, beat your defender, whip a ball into the box, and create opportunities, cause chaos in the center of the defense. And it looks like he's working. Now, is this something that Eric Shell is paying attention to? And maybe you can use Chukwueze a little bit differently. Our left flank has been struggling. Like, realistically, our left flank has been struggling with Moses Simon or Ademola Lookman. I mean, we know Lookman's quality, but he hasn't been doing so well. Simon hasn't really been doing well. So maybe Chukwueze can be a solution on the left. I'm just throwing it out there because that's how Marco Silva is using him. If there's one thing that we know about Marco Silva is that he brings out the best in some of our players, e.g., Alex Iwobi. And I like what I'm seeing from Samuel Chukwueze, man. He actually looks like an exciting player. He actually looks like a player that can cause problems for the opposition. I'm playing now in the toughest league that he has ever played in. I think it is very, very, very interesting. It is very interesting to see. I'll keep monitoring that space. And look, Eric Shell just maybe look at it as an option. Maybe if Moses Simon doesn't want to step up, maybe Chukwueze takes that spot. Now, if Chukwueze goes to the left, who takes the right? That one is maybe Ejuki. I don't know. Whoever the coach wants to put there. But I think it's just something interesting that we have to pay attention to. You know, the coach, Eric Shell, has now, you know, had more than enough time to know his players, to know his best team, you know, leading up to this international competition for us. So I'm really curious to see how is this Chukwueze. But man, boy, long may it continue. I'm very happy for Samuel Chukwueze. I hope that he can continue to deliver quality performances. And I hope that I hope that Fulham continue to do well. You know, they're not having the best off seasons, but I hope that it gets better. You know, it gets better. I really hope so. I really hope so. Environment says Allegri started playing him at left flank during preseason, and Marco Silva sees the same thing. Tells you a lot you need to know. You know, yeah, tells you a lot. Tells you a lot. In Eric Shell's defense, maybe he doesn't have enough time to actually, you know, try different things out because you get the players for a 10-day camp. You have only maybe 4 training sessions in 10 days or 5 training sessions. Let's just give Eric Shell that defense. But it's just interesting to see how he's being played at his club. And again, it is something that maybe the coach should just be watching, or who knows, maybe you might need to use him like that in the future. Maybe you might need to use him like that in the future. Shout out to Samuel Chukwueze. But again, just look at how fresh he's looking in these photos, man. Just look at how fresh he's looking in these photos. I saw it. I was so happy for him, man. And this Fulham jersey. If you guys know me, you guys know I'm a jersey connoisseur. You guys know that I love my football jerseys. I have over 100 jerseys right now in my closet. I have some on my wall. The ones that are on my wall are the ones that I get signed by the players. But the ones that I just buy and are not signed, I usually just keep in my closet. I love that Fulham jersey, man. The black jersey with the gold trim, with the gold accents, like that. That's it. That is a beautiful football kit. That is a beautiful football kit. So Chukwueze, if you are watching and you want to send me a jersey, send me that black jersey. I don't like your white jersey. Your white jersey is not fine. If you want to send me a jersey, send me that black jersey. Beautiful, beautiful jersey. Or if anybody wants to buy for me, feel free to buy for me. That Fulham black jersey is a beautiful piece of art. Art. I tell you. So yes, just putting that out there. For Christmas, who knows? Maybe somebody wants to buy me a jersey for Christmas. Shout out to Samuel Chukwueze, shout out to Alex Bobby, Calvin Bassey, and Fulham. Okay, another player that I want to highlight. And this one, I'm not just highlighting, I'm also giving thanks to God. I'm also praising his holy name. I'm also saying that there is nothing that God cannot do. What God cannot do does not exist. I'm grateful. I'm glorious. What other word can I use? I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman scored for the second game in a row. A fine finish, side-footed finish from just inside the penalty box. Good finish to score for Atalanta in their game against Fiorentina in Italian Serie A. Another game that I watched over this weekend. He looked quite sharp. He created one or two quality chances for his team. They just couldn't take. I remember there was one, a beautiful cross from the left side that the attacker flicked on and I think was saved by the goalkeeper. And I was happy when he scored that goal. It was nothing short of what he deserved. And I'm just happy to see him pick this form now before he has to resume for the AFCON. Because again, we remember the last AFCON, Osimhen wasn't firing in terms of goals. And who stepped up for the Super Eagles? It was Ademola Lookman. So going ahead now to another AFCON, his form has been off all season. But it looks as if with Atalanta sacking Ivan Juric and signing appointing Rafael Palladino to be their coach, it looks like Palladino has spoken to Ademola Lookman, and he has forgotten about some of the struggles and some of the challenges that he has had with the club. And he's just putting his head down now and he's playing his football. He's just playing his football. And I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see him playing well. The past few games against Frankfurt was beautiful in Champions League, and now against Fiorentina. I hope that he can keep this form going like this. In 2 days' time, they play against Genoa in Italian Coppa Italia. Maybe he starts, maybe he doesn't start. It's a cup game, so we have to wait and see. But for me, I just hope that he can come into the AFCON fully fit, but in the best of form. Before he has to leave for the AFCON, they still have to play against Hellas Verona. They still have to play against Chelsea in the Champions League. They'll play Cagliari, and then he'll probably go after the Cagliari game. The Cagliari game is on the 13th of December, so he'll probably go for the AFCON. I don't think that he will play against Genoa on the 21st of December. Maybe if Atalanta begs Nigeria, maybe they can extend, but I doubt if Nigeria won't let him stay to the first. You have to resume camp and train. So I think his last game before the AFCON will probably be the Cagliari game. So that means that he has 4 matches potentially before the AFCON. And as I said, I was so grateful to see him score again this weekend. And I really, really hope that he can have good 4 matches, go into the Nigeria camp, fit, excited. The last time I was talking about Nigeria is like Lookman's side chick and Atalanta is like his wife that he's beefing and he's happy when he's with the side chick. But it looks like the wife and the husband have settled now. And, everything is excited again at home. I don't want to say the rest of what I was thinking, but it looks like he has settled in Atlanta. He's playing his football, but hopefully when he goes to Nigeria, he's just as excited and he continues to play football at the highest level. Okay, that is that on Ademola Lookman from my perspective. But to hear a different perspective, I want to hear what he has to say about Ademola Lookman's recent resurgence in the past 2 games. Welcome, my co-host, Smith Layi.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on that wonderful. Is it Monday or Tuesday now? It's Monday. So I'm really actually happy for Lookman, but apologies that I have to come late again. It's just because of the timing. So, but as soon as the time reverts back now to normal, I'm gonna be actually early. So I'm happy that Lookman is back. New manager, new sheriff in town. Things are actually working well. And they see when you say man management, it's not as if somebody that wants to fight. Well, you don't want to fight. You want to fight your player. He has been sacked 3 times. In how many years now? Well, he's been sacked, but he's smiling to the bank. So for me, I just think that the guy here wants to get the best out of Lookman. But I don't think that Lookman should not be too carried away. I just think that he still needs to leave. For me, I think he needs to still leave the club side. But I'm happy that Lookman is back in form. I'm not saying in full form, but Lookman is back.
And before you joined us, Smilai, I was also talking about Samuel Chukwueze. This he looks fresh now that he's in London. London Breeze has blown on him. He looks like he's happy. And he's been doing quite well. He got Man of the Match award over the weekend. But interestingly, he's playing from the left wing for Fulham. They don't play him as this inverted winger or this inside forward from the right side. What do you think
Mhm.
about Chukwueze's performances and the fact that he's playing as a left winger for Fulham?
For me, it's another part of his game. I think I'm really like he was, really impressed with. Would you, as you have to consider that he joined them in September and he has been out 3 times. Super Eagles camp, it was in September camp for Super Eagles, it was in October camp, it was in November camp for Nigeria, and also it was also been injured too. I think got injured against Benin Republic, had to recover for the playoffs. So it's like it's now settled. It's now getting settled, and I'm really actually happy. He's been doing that. Maybe probably we need to look at that area because Simon and the other guys there, they're not producing anything there. Maybe they should just be crossing the board with Osimhen, if needs be. I'm happy that that's another type of his game, and it reminds me of the old-fashioned left winger. That is not inverted. And similar to Emmanuel Lamuneke. Just get it in. For me, it's like I'm getting to see a different. Let me tell you something, AyoT. This is his last chance to perform. Honestly, this is his last chance to perform. If we cannot perform, then AC Milan, Fulham will not sign him on a permanent contract. He's going to go back to where they don't like him. Maybe he's a solo nest. So, but he needs to perform. That's the reason why he's here. That's the reason why he's doing well. So I'm really happy for him.
Shout out to Samuel Chukwueze. I have a comment from Environment talking about Lookman. It says Lookman, he plays better when Skamaka is in front of him. Just maybe another partnership with VO9. So talking about the way Lookman performs when Gianluca Skamaka is playing in front of him.
We have partnered. We have paired Victor with Lookman before. Nothing came out of the fear. So for me, I just think that in the Super Eagles, Lookman tends to hold on to the ball a lot, more than Atlanta. And at least he wants to be the main man in the Super Eagles. Since that is now the dethroned African Player of the Year now. So maybe he can now humble himself and say he wants to play with the team. But for me, I think he holds onto the ball a lot in the Super Eagles. Because you cannot blame him, AyoT. He is the African Player of the Year. He wants to be the person to make things happen. It's okay. So if to call you a king, it's now which type of king is this one that cannot even make things to happen? Lookman wants to make things to happen. But I think Lookman needs to now understand that guy. Yeah, I need to, play with others more. I think it might probably, really actually would help him. So for me, I think he should not play with Osimhen because he doesn't release ball quickly for national team.
Okay. I mean, I remember at the last AFCON, Lookman was the one that stole the show when Osimhen wasn't firing on targets, So at least now that he's coming back into it, maybe this can be the time where they both perform together. That I think that would be very interesting. If we can get the best Osimhen and the best Lookman together at the AFCON, it could be an exciting time.
Yeah.
An exciting time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about another player very quickly. Let's talk about another Nigerian player that continues to perform despite getting snubbed over and over and over again by the national team. Paul Ebere Onuachu continues to perform. 11 goals in the Turkish Super League this season. Top scorer in the league that features our own very best player, Victor Osimhen. Scored one from the sports and another one from open play. A fine finish over the weekend. Smith Layi, what do you have to say about Paul Onuachu? Like, can he continue scoring these goals and we're just going to continue turning our head away as if we're not seeing it?
See, let me tell you something. If you like it, you score with his teeth in his club side. It's need to deliver for the national team.
But he cannot deliver if they don't call him.
But he has been called. Is it the first time that Paul has been scoring these goals?
But there are people that have not delivered in a long time, and they are calling them every time over and over and over.
No, I'm talking about the center striking role. He has been called. You remember that this Paul Onuachu, going to the quarter and 19, then Trump made him the first choice out of Odenegalo. It was against Burundi that they lost his starting place. You know, Odenegalo scored that goal, that back key pass from Olayin.
Yeah.
So he lost. So it's not as if it's not been given opportunity. It's just like, you know, that's your ex that you keep on making up, make up. Each time you see it's fine again. So, are you going to bring this person back? But when you bring the person back, it's the same old person. It's okay. So, in my own opinion, go and see his last game was against Africa and Benin Republic when I played the judge. If you see that game, that is horrible. It was horrible in that game. It was colliding, don't know where to position. In fact, there was one boy called CBC. It was the same defender of Africa. It was a tiny. He played for Pirates. He's not tall. He outjumped Onuachu. That is 6 foot. So I don't know. Maybe there's something with the national team with Onuachu. And AyoT, I'm telling you, this story will continue. Call him. He will not come. He will not perform. Call him. This is what will happen before.
Okay, but Smith Layi, those that they are calling right now, the likes of the Arokodares, they are also not delivering. So what stops Onuachu from going and taking that spot?
The what's it called? What is this Ifa in here? In English? So the reason why they drop Onuachu will also be the reason why they drop Arokodare. I know some certain things about Arokodare, which I don't want to say here live because it's go behind. No. It's go behind that wall of words, you know. But what I'm
like a little bit of violence never killed anybody.
He needs to step back from the national team. He needs that. It was even saying that it's okay. I don't know, maybe they misquoted him. Say it's okay with the bench rule. How can you say you're okay with the bench rule? Maybe it was Uche that went to go and challenge his coach that he wants to play more. Okay, do better. Say he's okay with the bench rule. You know, okay. Based on what he's doing now in Wolves, who will buy him if Wolves even got relegated? AyoT. No, AyoT, be honest. I'm not putting on the spot here. It's not as if you hate this boy. But who will buy him based on what? It didn't start.
Wolves' career has not started yet.
It's not. And for you cannot reward failure. AyoT. Bring him to the national team is like a rewarding failure. Honestly. It's like they use you to, I don't know.
But that goes back to my point. Then why don't we reward someone that is achieving Paul Liberia?
My question now is that who told the Arokodare is coming back to the national team?
But somebody has to take the spot. You cannot say you're not taking enough players. You have to take somebody.
They can bring Onuachu, but the issue is this. We don't have any striker apart from Victor Osimhen.
That's the Osimhen is the only one that is firing. Yes, I agree.
See, Osimhen with one leg is better than the ones I've mentioned. See, we're talking about if it can relieve Victor Osimhen. It didn't relieve Victor Osimhen. My very good friend, we think Akko can release, but the Super Eagles shirt is very heavy. You can see from Akko, it's heavy. You know, I don't want to go to the comments that Sevilla fans were making when he got called up, but Super Eagles shirt is heavy. Terry Murphy is one of the best finishers in the national team, but is that out there when Terry Murphy is playing?
He's not even been informed.
So I just think that if they bring Paul, can Paul fit in? Maybe probably is better than the ones we have full or have now. But I can tell you that Victor Osimhen is my side of all of them.
I mean,
we want somebody that can bring something different. Just a player that can just give us something. We don't want somebody who go and head with it in the middle of the head.
You know, see, I would agree with you 100%. Victor Osimhen is miles ahead, 100%. I don't think anybody's debating that. My whole thing is, look, I'm not some huge Paul Onuachu fan, but I think he's a good player. And I think that the Super Eagles have underutilized him. I understand saying that he has not performed when he was given opportunity before. Fair enough. But I think that when he's performing at the level that he's performing at now, compared to the other people that keep getting caught up. I like Akko Adams is a friend. But the reality of it is that Akko Adams, even at Sevilla, he scored 1 goal against Barca. He got called up to the national team. Is that what it takes? Yes, he scored 2 goals for the national team now, so I give him credit for that. But he did not earn the chance. And Onuachu has been scoring goals. And we know that Onuachu, yes, I know that some people will tell you, oh, but when he was in the Premier League, he didn't score these goals. Fine, it's true. But you can only look at what he's currently doing. And what he's currently doing, he's currently the most informed Nigerian striker. So for me, I just think if you are drafting up a team of what, 25 players, is it? For the AFCON, I just don't see how you don't draft him up. I honestly just don't see. DR Congo called up a 26-man squad, so maybe you can even call 26. But I don't see how you don't draft Paul Onuachu up. Because if you tell me that Arukudare deserves it more than Paul Onuachu, I'm going to ask you what you are smoking.
That does not deserve it.
You know, if you tell me that Akko deserves it, the reason why I might even give you Akko is that, okay, Akko is just a different kind of striker that at least maybe you say can play a little bit lower to the ground, and Paul Onuachu and his feet a little bit better than Paul Onuachu. Okay, fine, I'll give you that. We know Onuachu is this dangly, clumsy type of striker on the ball. He's not the most, tight with his footwork, but still, he finishes chances, he scores goals, and he's good in the air. See, you might joke and say that CBC outjumped him. Yes, it might have happened, but Onuachu is good in the air. We know this. And he can score a beautiful bicycle kick as well. So he has some technique. It's not just about the headers. And for me, I just look at it that some of the headers that we've been criticizing Arokodare's finishing for, if those headers fell to Paul Onuachu with time and space, I would have expected Paul Onuachu to at least get them on target than to head it into the fans. So I think Onuachu's form deserves another opportunity. If he comes and he messes up, then somebody else is playing better. Give that person the chance. We were not telling them to call Onuachu. Even in 2024, we were not shouting that they should call Onuachu. But now, I just think that you have to reward good performances. You have to reward success. And Paul Onuachu is currently doing well. So I think he deserves a shot, and maybe other people feel differently. Maybe other people feel the same. For me, I just think that the most informed Nigerian striker has to be on the list going to the AFCON. That's what I think. Okay, let me quickly take a few comments that I have here. Thank you to everyone leaving super chat comments. So Sports Ghana talking about Chukwueze says Chukwueze must learn to use his right foot. Wasted a glorious one-on-one chance. He will get loads of chances that fall to his right, playing from the left. I know the chance they're talking about, the one that he tried to go around the goalkeeper, and then Van der Ven, I think, was the one that ended up making that beautiful tackle on him. I don't even know if it was more so can't use his right foot or more so, or just not composed enough in front of goal. Maybe you say, okay, if it was on his left, he could have had a different idea. But I just feel like, he wasn't confident enough to just chip the goalkeeper and just play it one time. Would he have done that on his left foot? I honestly don't think so. But we all know that Chukwueze is very one-footed, and getting better with his weak foot will never be a bad thing. Charles also has a comment here to you, Smith. It says, Smith, your reaction to our under 15 loss to Cote d'Ivoire. Gusso has destroyed us. I noticed a pattern in the squad selection. Kaduna, Enugu.
Why did you miss that word?
No, I'm being respectful.
No, see, you no, see, it's super chat. If somebody come and abuse me now, keep that out.
I'll be respectful. Somebody said Paul Onuachu is better than Tolusha. We all know Onuachu will score with his teeth in Turkey. When he was in Southampton, he's bullying them in Farmers League. Okay. Moment says, while I prefer Onuachu over to, the truth is, if there's no supplier for him, he forgets it. Let's be logical, not emotional. See, and that's part of the reason why I think Onuachu hasn't had the best of time in Super Eagles so far. It was always a thing of we never really played to his strengths. We never really played to what we knew would bring out the best in him. Onuachu is a striker that you have to feed. You have to give him, he's not an Osimhen. Osimhen, you have to feed him, but Osimhen can also create something out of nothing. Onuachu is not that guy. Onuachu is, give me the ball in the box. If I have to fake one shot and score, I can do that. If I have to dummy and score, I can do that. If you pull the ball in the air and I have to head it in, or I have to do a bicycle kick or something, He can do that. You know, some of the goals that Onuachu scores, forget the league that he's playing in. Some of the goals that he scores are beautiful, amazing goals, regardless of where you're playing. Puskas type nominee goals, you know, and that just shows you that he has it in his locker. He has quality in his locker. But you need to put the ball in the air for him. A lot of the goals that he's got to Trabzonspor, they dish the ball to him in the box. The goal that he scored this past weekend, another player did all the work and gave the ball to Onuachu in the box. All he had to do was fake one defender out and then finish. You know, so if the way we don't create well enough, and then you expect to see Onuachu pressing like Osimhen, or you expect to see Onuachu covering all the passing lanes the way Osimhen does and playing with that ginger, that's not him. That's not him. That's not him. But if you create for him and he misses chances, I will accept and say, he messed up. But we have to create for him. Put it on a plate for him. Let him finish. Not every striker is a walk horse type of striker. Erling Haaland does not run around the whole field looking for how to influence the game and everything. He gets into the right position, he gets in the box, he makes runs, they find him and he finishes.
Eliana is different.
I know. I'm just saying that he's not be everybody go run around the whole field, go press everybody, go do all these things again. You know, it's just give me the ball, make I score.
In fact, to lose call is won't give you Onuachu, chance to his night, because Kotolu does not deserve to Super Eagles. If you are doing something different, Super Eagles should have been there. I don't want to mention those things. So.
Okay. Ifeanyi says statistically, Onuachu is delivering the numbers, whereas Tolu hasn't really taken his chances, even though his performance at the EPL is below par. Honestly, God help anybody that is playing for Wolves right now. You know, I thought he would be at least good enough to become the first choice in Wolves. I knew it would not be easy, but I thought he could win that shirt over time. But when he plays him and Liam Delap, I don't see the difference.
I will call it that.
That Delap boy, man, yesterday against Arsenal, I just look about this guy. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? But yeah, Wolves are they're getting relegated, guaranteed. It's just, can he make enough of an impact between now and the end of the season in May?
See, talk is straight.
They should go and play for who? Fenerbahce.
But Besiktas, no. Fenerbahce they have John Duran.
Besiktas have Tammy Abraham.
No, I think it might be coming on for Abraham. They might be changing it.
Let me see. How is Tammy Abraham even doing this season? He has 9 goals this season. They are not looking to Besiktas have Tammy Abraham. He already has 9 goals. Last year he scored 10. This year he already has 9. But yes, thank you for the super chat comment, Ifeanyi Chukwu. Somebody here is asking, what's his name? Ehon Igbinovia says, we need young blood in the Super Eagles. We'll get into the Super Eagles shortly. We need young blood. Who are these young blooded people? That's the big question, but we'll get into that in a bit. Thank you for the comment. Environment says, I know Shell will love to take a similar Osimhen profile. Let him just go with Onuachu. I will be shocked to see Tolu. Somebody here leaving a funny comment. He's not leaving his but he said AyoT is clamoring for Onuachu now, which I believe he merits to be called up. But same Ayo won't bat an eyelid before throwing him under the bus if he fumbles. No, it's not. I don't see throwing him under the bus is harsh. Is a harsh way to put it. Nobody is throwing anybody under the bus. But if you don't play well, like, we will come and say it that you do not play well. You know, like, I'm not going to come and lie because I said I want you in the team. If you don't play well, you do not play well, and I will say you did not play well. You know, but for me, as of now, I just think he's the most informed striker going into this tournament, and I think the most informed striker should be in the team. Uchechukwu says, what do we need to do to cap Gift Urban? First of all, Gift Urban needs to even play well small. Make we even see him. But Smith, do you have an answer to this question? What do we need to do to cap Gift Urban?
I think I don't want to explain myself again. He's the one to go and tell us where it comes from. Then we will cap it.
Gift Urban, no. Like this now, Urban might be watching this stream.
Yes, we used to
watch.
Urban
is one of those people that will be lucky paying attention to us and be acting like he does not know, or he does not see.
Yeah. I saw one of his comments one day now. See,
Mhm.
they are doing blah 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 blah.
But yeah, shout out to Urban, man. This season, Urban has 2 goals and 1 assist in 12 matches. So he needs to first pick up a little bit before we even talk about him Super Eagles. Back then when he was in Ghent, it was hot a little bit. Sorry, this person here. Don't let me. Maybe you don't watch. Somebody said, Puskas, AyoT, my God will judge you. Have you not seen some of the goals Onuachu has scored? I did not. They are Puskas nominee worthy goals now. What are you talking about? That one is not hype. Some of the goals that he has scored have just been simply amazing. The overhead kicks. Bashimani, I think you need to go and watch properly. Now, you don't know what you're talking about. Some of the goals that he has scored have been amazing goals. Yeah, you're not paying attention enough. That's what it means. Well, moment said, Onuachu, Nigeria's Watermada, LOL. I wish we had Watermada type of striker. Watermada, man. That guy.
You can also have water from Temu now.
That Watermada guy, I just like him because he's so cool, calm on the ball. He does everything.
He's a baller.
Yes, you can tell that he can play the ball. He can play the
ball. This guy, what's he called? Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not just tall. He's got that technique. That's what we're talking about. It's not as if you're holding the ball, then the ball is between your legs. You don't know where the ball is.
Sports Grind comment here says, if the fullbacks are Zedu, Bruno, and Bright, in brackets, players who do not cross, then there's no point calling on Onuachu. Even Chris would fail in Super Eagles. Do you not see that cross that Bruno gave Tolu in the last game? Was he in the last game or the
Bruno? I think Bruno crossed better than the two of them. I saw one cross on Sanusi. You see that cross? That cross, I don't have any idea what I was thinking. Maybe he was tired.
It must. Sanusi's leg was bending in the wrong direction
for me, I think for this guy from Birmingham, he plays today.
Yeah, brother, Sanusi played today. Yeah.
For me, I just think that the boy Super Eagle occasion seems to be too much for him. When he gets to the final third, to cross the ball well against Zimbabwe, he had those opportunities to cross the ball. Just simple cross. Victor Osimhen was totally free. He didn't do well. So for me, I think maybe probably the question is just so big for him.
But to Sports Grander's points, I think it's a thing of obviously, even though I'm saying Onuachu should be in the team, I'm not expecting Onuachu to start. I think the starter is still Victor Osimhen, of course. But it's more so a thing of okay, are you chasing the game? You are chasing the game. You bring on your big striker. You are just looking for a way to pump the ball into the box. You are now playing direct. You just want to create something. By that time, the coach will give the fullbacks instructions to put more crosses into the box and to put early crosses into the box. And that's where Onuachu might do well. It's not for somebody that I'm not asking Onuachu to come and play 60, 70 minutes in the Super Eagles. No. Last 15 minutes where we're chasing a game and we need him to just get on the end of balls that are put into the box to cause chaos, or maybe to hold up the game a little bit and hold up the play and link up. That's where I think he can be useful. I am not expecting him to be like a key cog in the machine for the Super Eagles. It's just for those moments where you need something different. Because for me, I've always said this thing. If I'm picking 3 strikers, I want obviously my best striker, no matter what archetype. I want my best striker. I want a fairly small striker that is a bit pacey and can use his feet. And then I want a tall striker that is physical, that has a presence in the box and that can hit. I always want 3 kinds of strikers. That's it for me.
Some people don't know that one of the problems we have today is that we don't have Ahmed Musa. Honestly, people, because I'm not tired. See, one of the problems that we have today is that we don't have Ahmed Musa. You don't have somebody that can run between them. See, go and check all of them. If you can run, he'll come back. If Simon run, he will come back. Chukwueze run, he's going to come back. Lookman run, he's going to come back. Nobody is that not how the modern day winger is? Because I was watching I think Thierry Henry on, is it the Overlap? This is football, Stick to Football, I think. The one with Gary Neville, Wayne Rooney, and all of them. And even I think Henry was talking about it. Like, he doesn't understand the way the modern day wingers play. There's green space in front of you, there's green.
you're not using the grain, you are cutting it back, you are trying to come back. Is that just maybe the way the modern day winger is? Because Ahmed Musa is a previous generation.
But for me, okay, I don't want to compare. I should not compare them. But look at Yakuba Minte. If Yakuba Minte get behind you as the last person, it's not turning back. No turning back. No, it's not turning back. It's going. It's going. But you can do it over. That's it. He's going. If you are in that midfield, though, let him be. Okay, let Musala beat you. Musala might like to play, just at the edge of the last defender. Let him just beat you once. That's all. Bye-bye. That's what I'm talking about. Just see, if you don't get that type of player, to succeed in African football, it's going very hard.
So we need more direct wingers.
You need players like, with due respect, similar to Obafemi Martins or Chukwueze, that will not care, will run. Those type of players that can run without they don't care, they can run. They will all defenders in Africa.
Does this also come down to coaching? The coach giving the players that instruction. Tell your wingers, like, bro, like, go, just go, take the space.
Hey, they don't have the capacity. My brother, you go to ask Simon to go where? Doesn't have the capacity to go. Doesn't have the capacity. So let me tell something. I live with a not. When before, for just for 1 year, this Ahmed Musa, if he just beat you once, they say Jika. Jika means that go. Go. He's going. He's going. He's not turning back. He's going. Those type of, you can bring him down. You can do everything. He's going. He's going. That's what we're talking about. He's going. See, we have gone that so low, and I'm going to get into it later.
Okay.
Okay. Look at okay. So, give example. Talking about another player, Victor Moses. Another one. Let him, even if he doesn't beat you, let him just run at you. You're in trouble. How many of them can run at you? I mean, how many players here can take risks? No matter if they beat me, then they want to injure me. I want to dribble you. I want to go. None of them. They'll be here. I cannot straight their legs. None of them.
But don't you feel like Moses Simon used to be more direct before? Now he has changed. Before Simon used to be more brave in taking on defenders, and he could beat defenders.
Those brave are so see. Then when you say power movement, I normally see those braveness when he was in gang. Now he scored those goals when he was in gang. When he was I don't know exactly where he went to when he was in gang. But AyoT is something called power movement. You moving with power to get the ball off you. If it's me that was tackling him, I would tackle him when he was. And I've seen his direct movement, but it's not like the one that I want. Power movement. Show that you want to beat this person. You are using one leg to block this defender. You are moving the other direction. Like you are showing that. But we don't. Look at Bukayo Saka. If you continue to get the ball of Bukayo Saka when he wants to beat you, go around, it's very hard. He's going to be using his left to block you. He's going to be using right to block you. He's going to be going. That's what I'm talking about. It's not just like you want to get the ball off a Bereshieze, that type of, he wants to drive. He's going to be strong, but, you don't have that again.
Rare Moment says, crossing the ball is a hefty task for our national team. From under 20 to the seniors or more, it is tiring. Ahmed Musa, no they stop. His Okada no be here. Who remembers that goal that he scored against Barca?
He's going. Jika. We don't. That's the problem. We did not replace Onaze. That's another problem we have.
It says Chukwueze was like that at Villarreal. I don't know what happened. Okay. So this was supposed to just be weekend review. We've taken the conversation into into 3 different angles. But let's move on quickly. We're still going to come to the Super Eagles, so let's just move on quickly so we don't take too much time. Just like that, 1 hour don't pass already. Okay, so like you specifically said you wanted us to talk about this. The NFF president Ibrahim Gusso did an interview with Elegbete of Elegbete TV, where they discussed a range of topics, from the youth system in Nigeria, talked about the money and all sorts of pitches that they are building or not building across Nigeria. Spoke about a number of things. Spoke about Super Eagles, challenges that they have in hotel. Talked about a little bit about the preparation for the upcoming AFCON. Um, you know, Extensive interview. I watched it. This is the first time that I've heard Ibrahim Gusso talk for 1 hour without chop 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 chop.
I told you that I didn't chop.
If we talk for 1 hour without chop too much. But let's talk about three things that were pointed out. So the first one is he was asked by Elegbete, about the issues that we're having in our grassroots football. And I have a clip of that to play, and then we can get into some of the comments that he made.
What is happening with youth development from an NFF perspective?
Even at our own level, it gives us a great concern because the youth level of our football is one area that we're all proud of. One of the areas that we're doing that is that locally people come up with a program that they call Talent Development Hunt, which we queue into it. Now, that is the basis why we have our under-15 national team. It's in collaboration with people. It's a program that we're doing in collaboration with people. And that program is a program that we try to decentralize it to go to the zones and try and see how we can get our kids from under 15 level. Then from there, we choose the best out of them, then to come up with an under 15 national team. We started about 2 years ago. Last year, the under 15 boys were in Morocco to play with also the under 15 of Moroccan national under 15 team. So by this program, I think we are looking at a situation whereby it is not going to be business as usual. We have to monitor these boys right from that age before you can graduate to play for the under 17 national team. That is what we can be sure of, what we are providing to represent us at the continental, regional, continental, and the global level. This issue of everywhere you see an academy, everybody wants his child to play football. And then at the end of the day, we want to start screening for under 17, and you see over 1,000 kids. So that's why what we want to avoid, because we realize that is where the problem comes from. And then also we have a program that CAP came up with through Musape Foundation, that is the school football, which has started about 2-3 years ago. We queue into it. But as you said, you have during your opening this thing, we are having a little bit challenge with the educational sector in the area of collaboration to make sure that at least these school sports are being revived.
So I had to trim it a little bit because it was a segment that went on for a little while. But he spoke about, there's a FIFA talent hunt program that they are now doing, that they've keyed into, that they are working on, that's what is making up the basis of the under 15 team. And then they are looking to revive, school sports. They don't want a case whereby when it's under 17 time, they throw the camp open and then everybody comes in. They want to have a database of students and kids that have been playing, and then they can select from those players. Smith Layi, your thoughts on the comments by the FIFA, rather by the NFF president?
So FIFA need to remind you that you have to do this program. FIFA need to remind you of this program. So it tells you that this man doesn't know anything. See, AyoT, let me tell you something. I'm not. I will say this thing now here. I don't want to be like a broken record. I'm not someone that will say that I don't support corruption, but minimize it. It has been in the NFL for so long. But do the right thing. Do the right thing. FIFA don't need to remind you of this thing before you actually want to do it. He mentioned that we have under 15 team. AyoT, this is not the first time we have under 15 team. We had that one about 3 years ago. If you remember, they took the under 15 team to Japan to go and play friendly games. We lost 5-0 to USA. You know, since that's 3 or 4 years ago, that is why sometimes we have problem, AyoT. We have problem with our leaders. we have problem with our football fans. We also have problem with what? Journalists. One, our football fans they are too emotional. They don't know exactly what channel their energy. Secondly, too, our journalists there, they don't read. This under 15, what stops Legbete from asking for that question about it? That under 15 was there 3 years ago. How many of that under 15 players, AyoT, went to the last under 17 championship? How many? How many? If you should ask him, you have been doing this thing, this is not the first time. How many players went from that under 15? It's not been successful. AyoT, go and check our under 15 I went to Morocco. If I open my head now, I have bought there now. One of them is already finished because there's no MRI. They just select anybody. What is the basis of that selection? They go to Morocco every year. That is the only friendly game AyoT they play. That's the only friendly game. Is that enough for development? Is that enough for development? We say under 15, when Sani Lulu, or my Gary Sani Lulu, when they were doing their own, we were seeing progression from 13 to 15 to 17. But this guy, that's what I'm seeing. You have the chance to interview Ibrahim Gusso and you went there to start talking nonsense. For me, I respect him a lot, but it's just like he's good in his own thing, but he just went there to it's like he just to go and greet him.
Yeah.
Honestly, why can't you ask for that? There's no progress. We're just under 15. What are you doing to correct it? There's no progress. There was even a boy from Gambia that is not even eligible to play for under 15. They brought him to play. He said that region, AyoT, you're talking about this region. Are they really doing the region? Just carry some academic player, go and play somewhere. I don't want to go into the region. That school is the biggest camp here. You know that they started this school program 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Nigeria withdrew 2 years in a row. Last year, Nigeria took a team to the Niger Republic. The team forfeited the match. But the news did not come out. I have to go and dig deep. So that's Wafubi and Niger Republic. Why? I was waiting to watch Nigeria. Then Nigeria forfeited the match. We withdrew for that tournament. Why?
Yeah.
If we go and check the 2 years ago too, Nigeria did not present a team. Look at under 15 girls. We don't even have a team to present. See, all those trying to dress things around, it's just a big lie. The boys they took to go and play in Burkina Faso now, where did they camp? Who's their coach? Where did they camp? Where did they bring those boys from? Who's their coach? So, all these things is what that really actually what annoys me. They pretend that they are doing something, doing nothing. The under 15 program AyoT is not successful. They do buy and sell in there. We lost 5-1 to USA. We were losing left, right, and center. So for me, it's just, I want to say to you, Ibrahim Gusso is telling lie. He's really, really telling lie. They are doing nothing to correct all these things. And if this man continue in power, this is just the start. See, AyoT, the 4-1 we lost against Ivory Coast today, it's like a qualifier to the World Cup. Next World Cup 2030. See, AyoT, if you have a 15-year-old now, he'll be 20 in 2030. That player has the potential to even play at that year's World Cup. But now, we cannot even get it. See, we just failed to qualify for the World Cup. The next thing that we should be doing something, we cannot even get it right. And I saw Ibrahim Sanusi and I don't know, Gusso wasn't there. They were saying they are launching anti-corruption something. People that should be having handcuffs in their hand, they are the one launching anti-corruption. In fact, they should, the way they start that picture, we should be seeing handcuffs in their hands. That the one launching. Who are they lying to? So for me, AyoT, this is a lie that doing nothing, and this guy must leave office. I rest my case on that.
Comment here from Charles. It says Goso Nareo Malu we rated himself 70 BS. So Charles was not impressed by the comments made by Ibrahim Gusso in that interview. Okay. God's love says a dumbbell. Let's move further. So in that interview, he also spoke about the AFCON and the accommodation that the Super Eagles are supposed to take for the AFCON. So he pointed out, which we already know, that the Super Eagles are not in any of the big major cities in Morocco. They are in Fez, not in Rabat or Casablanca. They are in Fez, a smaller city. And that's CAF, because in every international tournament, it's the organizing body that sorts out the accommodation for the national teams. So he said CAF has provided them with the hotel that they will be staying in at the AFCON. And the hotel is a 50-room hotel. So it's a very small hotel in the city of Fez. The Super Eagles will be staying in a 50-room hotel. Now, he said that the hotel reached out to him and said, okay, CAF has provided you guys with, I think he said 34 rooms? 34 rooms out of 50, CAF has booked for you guys. The remaining 16 rooms, do you want to just take the remaining 16 so that the hotel can be your private, just is only Super Eagles, no distraction, nobody coming into the hotel during that period? That's the proposal that the hotel made, that just take the remaining 16 rooms so that we don't have to worry about anything. And he asked the hotel that, okay, fine, that makes sense. What would it cost for us to take the remaining rooms? And he said the hotel priced it at about $1,100 per room to rent out the remaining 16 rooms.
Per day?
Per night, yes.
Per night, yes.
1,100 about that per night.
US dollars.
US dollars, yeah.
And not Zimbabwean dollars.
Yes, $1,100 US dollars per room per night. Which, if you look at that 16 rooms, that comes to about what's
$16,000 or so.
16,000 plus another 1,600. So that's about 17,600, almost $18,000 per night.
Mm-hmm.
Then, assuming they are going to be there for, let's say, the entire group stage at least, which is like a 10-day period, we're looking at about $160,000 for those empty rooms, quote unquote, or the rooms that they will use to do the extracurricular, but empty rooms, quote unquote, just to make sure that there's no distraction. Or maybe they can book the room and put our journalists inside the room, but that one is up to them. So he said that with that kind of bill, how can he say yes and take it? That he's still trying to negotiate, because if he says yes, how will he come to Nigerians and tell them that he's booking one room for over $1 million naira a night? And he was talking about that these are some of the issues that come up when it comes to competition, when it comes to accommodation, and when it comes to NFF spending, that he is trying to spend money judiciously. Smith Layi, your thoughts on that?
AyoT, that hotel is not 1,000 plus, it's $270. But no, £270 or so, which I think is not actually what $100 are. It's not. When they gave them the hotel after the draws, I went to go and check it. Maybe they have increased the price. I don't know about that. But they can increase the price because they know that, in fact, they can even do it in a way that government have paid. Okay, want to make a lot of money from you because they know that you are corrupt. But yes, they know that you're corrupt. You're going to have to write figures down and send to your government and go and pay it. AyoT, you don't have any business booking the rest 16 hotel. Why is his eye on that 16 hotel, on that 16 rooms?
Maybe so that they will not have distraction.
No. Sometimes Super Eagles, some people lodge in Super Eagles hotel during AFCON in Ivory Coast. There was no distraction. Just in that, okay, this floor and this floor, we need this floor. Then what's the job of Patrick Pascal? He's not the cap commandant. There have never been any AFCON that Super Eagles will go to and book the whole hotel. It's a lie. You can ask Yakuba Igbedi when we went to Mali, we went to Tunisia, you cannot book a full hotel. What are they booking? What are they booking those 16 rooms for? And that avenue to what? To siphon funds. See, There's no way that they will not overprice it for you, because you know that you're not spending your money, you're spending government's money. That is it. So you see, as it's a headache. He's the only one giving himself headache. He's going to use paracetamol on that headache. Nobody cares about that AyoT. 16 rooms. What don't you use? See, that 34 self. How many people are going to be at 34 rooms? Because we know that you keep 2 super good players in one room. It's not. Or they're going to have they're going to have their rooms themselves this time around. We don't know. So, in my own opinion, I just think that it's just it's the way he's talking. I just think that just looking for one excuse to the other. There's nothing. Those in Morocco, AyoT, if Nigeria did not book that hotel, and AyoT, you want to go to Morocco, go and book that hotel, you will see it for like $300. That is it now. It's like if you go to a club, I don't know your pocket too. They will see that it's not footballer. It's happened to before now. The table we booked for £1,000. The footballer came, they sell for £5,000. Because of the status, they know that this one can actually spend money.
Yeah.
So it's a lie. It's not giving. It's go and use fancy. Go paracetamol on the headache and he's giving himself. So that is not an issue at all for me.
So you are saying that he should not even concern himself with
no,
this.
he should not consider those things at all. He's just trying to say this thing. He's not trying to be political about it. He's just leave the whole thing. Just what he should do basically is that the team, you should have AFCON commander, you should monitor the team and make sure that they're doing the right thing. And make sure that those that are there, guests, they don't have direct access to that team. That is it. When they went to Rwanda, they asked some people to leave certain floors, which a very good friend traveled to Rwanda to ask them to leave certain floor and go maybe probably different floor, because that floor and that floor is meant for the Super Eagles. It happens. So in my own opinion, I just think that that is not actually a problem. All those things are just trying to bring out unnecessary conversations, in my opinion.
The way I look at it, see,
I don't want to say who he wants to bring there, but I don't want to go there. I plan to talk about that one. I don't want to go there.
See, the way I look at it is a tricky one, because it's like if you wanted to book, let's say, you want to book a restaurant now, you want to book the entire restaurant, so only because you want to have private dinner with you and your wife, they will charge you way more than if you were going to just come to eat on a regular day, because they will charge you for every other potential customer that could have come in, plus the one that would not have come in, but they're just making it up in their head. So I understand that to book the remaining 16 rooms, the price would definitely go up. Even if the room is selling at 300 per night, they would increase it to maybe at least 500, 600, 700 if you are privatizing it and you're booking out the entire facility. But at 1,100, if truly that's what the people are calling, then those people are just trying to steal money from the NFF. And he said he's trying to negotiate with them. For me, I think it should be something.
He should not negotiate.
No, see, it's like I think, you bring up a good point of, is it not 2 players in one room? So if we think, 24 players, 2 in one room, that's 12 rooms. Technical staff does not usually pass maybe 10 people. Does technical staff also sleep 2 in one room, or do they get 10 separate rooms?
I think Eric Shell is 3 assistants, sleeps different rooms.
Okay, so Eric Shell, 3 assistants, 4 rooms. That takes us to 16 rooms. Maybe the masseurs and other people, those ones might share room. So let's say 3 more rooms. So now we're at 17 rooms. So we still have another 17 rooms left. Who sleeps in those 17 rooms?
You go and ask them. I don't want to say it. You go and ask them.
But if they say, 24 players, 24 rooms, then the remaining 10 rooms, Eric Shell and his people take 4. Then the remaining 6 might be maybe NFF president, 1 or 2 other people.
Sheo Diko, that doesn't have any job there, will come.
Is coming from government, this thing now, sports commission president.
He should not come. He should not come to that hotel. He should come to a different hotel. Go to a different hotel because it's not part of the NFF.
Somebody said maybe the cost included food as well.
They didn't want to eat elephant.
But I mean, it's always an interesting thing, because for me, I look at it that privatizing has its benefits, but like Smith Layi said, it's a thing of they like realistically, like no team ever prioritizes the hotel that they stay in. Even England, if they go to a hotel, unfortunately, if they are going to the World Cup now and they are coming to Canada, let's say for example, even if FIFA should book them a Hilton 5-star hotel, they cannot book the whole Hilton.
You
You
cannot
know?
book it.
So anybody else that wants to stay in Hilton, if you can afford it, you can stay
Eh,
there. And we
I-
see it all the time. We see videos of people bumping into footballers in hotels.
IoT. When I went to France, I stayed in the same hotel with Japanese national team
At the Olympics.
at Olympics.
Yeah.
And the same hotel, Mali national team stayed there. That's when I spoke about
Yeah.
NHL. That same hotel, we're having breakfast like this together. We saw picture videos now that we're bumping to all those players. We're just trying to greet them.
So like you rightly said, it's about the camp coordinator making sure that everybody follows the camp rules and everybody does the right things. Don't take people where they're not supposed to take people. Know the places that you should be at certain times. If you're using the hotel, maybe the gym, the pool at certain times, there will be times that you would have agreed with the hotel that okay, during this period to this period is reserved for our
Yes.
players use, so that they don't necessarily have to come in contact with any other person. But I will say this for sure. If the cost is the amount of money that he's talking about, it should not even be like, what are you even thinking about? There's absolutely no reason. You're going to have extra rooms that you're not using anything to do, unless you say you want to use all the rooms to accommodate all the Nigerian journalists, maybe. But there's nothing that you're using those extra rooms to do. Even if you bring those Nigerian journalists, they will be the ones to distract the players. So let them even figure out their own accommodation by themselves. So I just think it's a waste of everybody's time. It's a waste of funds. They should just take the rooms that CAF has allocated to them. If he wants to book any extra room, he should use his own private money and not
Yes. You should go
NFF,
and use the money
and not
to book
NFF
hotel.
money. Somebody said their recovery jollof cannot be more than $3.
Because how much is how much I see how much are they booking on? See, I'm not even sure, maybe I'm going to be in for all those games because it's already Christmas. But IoT, the hotel I booked was not far from the hotel that they actually were booked. IoT, I know how much I pay for the time you're going to play those games in first. You should be careful.
Sports Grind says NFF is being smart by putting it out there so that when they purchase it for $1,000 a night, there won't be uproar. They will still book it. So I do think they will still book it.
They will send something to the government. No, that's one of the things I saw that they're not really responsible. Instead of trying to tell government that they need infrastructure, they are getting money for hotel. Are these serious people? How's it? You should be pressing government for more serious things. Now they want to go and book hotel. Well, hotel for what? You fail to go to the World Cup, you are booking hotel. Just go with what the CAF said. They will still book it to IoT because they will pass it through the NIS. This guy, the former governor for against it, they will go through the Shiodiko. They will still book it up.
Okay, let's see what happens there. Anything you want to say on that matter, or should we move on, Smith?
Yeah, we can move on. Since the doctor, they're talking about, I think we're talking about the accommodation to where they want their building. So.
Yes, the facility that is being built in Abuja, Nigeria's own St. George's campus, Nigeria's own what's the French one called again? Oh, the name is not in my head right now. Our
the Bloemfontein.
Yes, Bloemfontein. Yes,
Yeah.
Nigeria's own Bloemfontein. Right there in the football house in Abuja. He said that it's under construction. They're working on it. It's going to be multi-level. There's going to be a professional pool. There's going to be professional, high-quality gym. It's going to meet the international FIFA standards for what a national team camp should be. They would have their training pitch. They would essentially, there's Ramsey was saying that they would essentially have everything that they need to prepare adequately for a football match, and that they will also have Clairefontaine or Bloemfontein. Bloemfontein in South Africa. Clairefontaine.
Okay, yeah.
That they would have everything that they need, to host the national team, senior national team, and they would also have, a small section, not as standard, but that can host the youth national teams, and that there's also the potential for them to rent out the facility to people that want to use it for football activities, at a discounted rate. This project, believing that it will be completed in the next 2 years or thereabouts. How do you feel about that, Smith Layi? Are you excited?
If you want to house Victor Osimhen, you cannot have Osimhen face me and face you. Or face me and slap you. With what I see that they are building, AyoT, I hope it turns out well. I hope that you can stay there. So it won't be like effort to like just
Oh, you know,
to,
Elegbete asked him about the space. Elegbete said it does not look like there's plenty space, but he said they don't need space. That they are just coming to camp, work hard. Everything that they need is going to be in close proximity, so they can trek to the training center, they can trek to the gym, they can trek to the pool. So he said they don't need plenty space.
It's for me, I don't think it's well thought of. I just think that if you want to design like a proper training facility, I think that you need to do it well. I don't know how much FIFA actually would give them for that project, but I think that even sometimes government can get money from FIFA, and what they want, this is what they can actually finance. Then you can now ask your own government, can you help us add to this money so I can bring something actually bigger? So let me tell you something. You sometimes, that's why we need people that understand football. Sometimes you might not really like your room too much. You might want to stay in like an open place just to enjoy yourself, talk to people on the video call, and the way you used to have in the hotel, like lounge in the hotel. But there's no space like that, AyoT. Yeah. There's no space like that.
Like the hostel, just to put some facts out there. So the hostel, because FIFA calls the hostel, is going to include a 68-room accommodation block for the players, 62 single rooms, 4 suites, 2 executive suites, plus kitchen, restaurant, sauna, meeting room, and banquet room. 2 training pitches, 1 synthetic for the youth teams and 1 natural grass for the first teams. A stand with 1,838 seats will be constructed for spectators, along with 2 dressing rooms for players and 2 dressing rooms for officials. The project is expected to be completed within 2 years, and FIFA has provided the NFF with $4 million in funding. 4 million USD. So those are the facts around that situation.
So for me, I just think that with what I can see on ground, I just think that it's like trying to cut costs and manage, and now put the bill on the players that will be something for you guys. Now you guys can actually do it. Talking about accommodating players, see, AyoT, Super Eagles is a very big brand, very very big brand. Why can't you get hotel as part of your sponsor? That okay, anytime you want to play, this is what they actually will do. They provide you with accommodation. Why? Every hotel in Abuja, NFF is owing, is owing. If you are a national team coach, you have to know somebody that is the manager of the hotel before, because NFF will not provide funds for you to take the players there. For me, I just think that that should not be a problem. Why can't they bring some people in? Maybe probably can actually sponsor that. But for me, what I see, I don't see that the project is something that the Super Eagles will be able to stay in. I can see something similar to the Goal projects that they did before. I'm talking about FIFA 1 that they did before, about a few years back. The accommodation there, can see that. So for me, I just hope that it turns out well. But for me, I think it might only be able to accommodate the Falcons, because they threw everything at the Falcons, and also the national youth teams.
I'm very curious to know how big a piece of land the entire
It's not big. Go and check the video. It's not big.
I'm actually very curious. I mean, I know it's not. I've seen the pictures. It doesn't look great, but I wonder if
why is it there? Why is it not very close to Abuja National Stadium?
I wonder if they would tell us, like, okay, we're sitting on 20 hectares of land or 30 hectares of land, just to even know how.
Is there even privacy there?
Sorry, let me just to clarify. I said $4 million. FIFA is actually providing $4.8 million for the project. Yes, $4.8 million for the funding of the projects. That's what FIFA is providing. 4.8 USD.
So why did they put their name there?
Because FIFA is doing it for the NFF now. It's still the NFF. It's the NFF FIFA Players Hostel, so it's a co-branded situation. So 4.8 million USD. For me, see, look, in theory, it's a good thing for us to have. In theory, we need our own training camp. We need and he was saying that this would help them to reduce the amount of money that they spend renting hotel rooms for the Super Eagles. Since they're always going to one of these hotels in Uyo, and then they're going to have to pay them and everything. Now they know that they have this facility, so it's going to cut out that cost and it's going to save money for the NFF. And not only the Super Eagles, talking about the national teams, they spoke about how if the youth teams want to come and they want to camp for 30 days, they will have to go and pay somebody to keep them for 30 days. But now they can stay in their facility. They also said that they are going to hire a top hospitality company to manage the facility so that the facility is well run and it's not just used anyhow. Now Elegbete asked a question that I think is very curious, that I'm very curious about, and I think was a good question. In the sense that, okay, you're building this facility in the next 2 years, it should be done in Abuja. But the Super Eagles don't play any games in Abuja.
Mm-hmm.
National teams, the MKO Abiola Stadium is in terrible shape. So it's like, are you going to camp in Abuja, then you will now fly to Uyo the day before the match and still have to book a hotel for the night in Uyo? Or what, you'll fly to Uyo in the morning of the match? Or what the logistics around that is very interesting. Like, how is it going to work exactly? Let's even say that they build this state-of-the-art facility. If they don't get the stadium in Abuja to be good so that we can actually just say, okay, we know now that Abuja is our home base, then we're going to continue to have issues. He mentioned that, okay, that the government is planning to renovate the MKO Abiola Stadium and is planning to make it look
Did you
good.
mention renovate? That it seems that there's money in that they are giving now.
No, I think he said that they plan to fix the pitch and the other part of the facility. He also mentioned that the FCT minister is planning to build another facility in Abuja that will potentially be able to use. But then
which facility is the FCT minister available?
Sorry?
Which facility is Wike trying to build?
I don't know, but that's what Ibrahim Gusso said, that the FCT minister is trying to attract more tourism to Abuja. So that's part of it. So for me, I'm just curious to see how that logistical part of it is going to work, because then it can become a nightmare for the players flying into Abuja, then flying to Uyo, then go to play a match. And even if the NFF or the government should renovate the MK Abiola Stadium, now I know that the NFF does not own any facility, and I'm not saying that they should, but okay, they renovate the MK Abiola Stadium, NFF starts moving the Super Eagles to play matches there. We know Nigeria, we don't maintain things. It's only a matter of time before the stadium goes back to the state that it is in today. Then what now happens? We run into the same situation. Okay, now they have to be going to play in Rio. I don't know if the NFF needs to go and secure that contract from the government and say, do you know what? Since we know that we use this facility importantly for us, let us manage this facility. And if they can manage the MK Abiola Stadium well enough. Because as it is, we know that stadium is not managed properly.
Yeah.
Government-run facilities are not maintained in Nigeria. We know this. If a private person, that's part of the reason. Like, if a private person owned the stadium, they will, because it's their investments, it's their, it's their money-making machine. They will do a lot better. Now, unfortunately, I mean, the big companies in Nigeria, they don't see stuff like this as worthwhile investments, because I mean, to build a stadium is not cheap. You want to build a stadium, $200 million. To make that money back, the facility has to be active, and private investors will not put that kind of money down. At least we've not seen it happen. But it's just very interesting to me how it's going to work. I'm going to see Smith Layi. I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt. When they finish building this NFF FIFA Players Hostel, I'm sure they will do commissioning now. They will invite media. People will go there and look at it, go around the facility. They will take pictures. We'll see videos. We'll see what it turns out to be. And maybe it might be beautiful and it might be worth the money that they are spending. Maybe we'll see. But if it's not, it'll be
they
very
will take pictures of the good parts.
So, like, my own question now. Yeah. So now, hear me out. We're spending $4.8 million. He said they will still and collect more money from the government as well. So let's just round it up and say maybe they are spending $6 million to build a 68 room hostel with 2 pitches, with 1,000 spectator stand, sauna, restaurants, gym, everything combined is about $6 million. But they spent $1.2 million to build a 200-seater mini stadium in Benin Kebbi.
You know, see, AyoT, the NFF, it's about NFF mathematics. It go crack your head. So that's why I usually don't get involved into that, because at the end of the day, you see these things. AyoT, NFF, FIFA give NFF the money, they will be able to nominate contractors for them. See, I saw those people. You don't even see mixer there. You see people shovel. Hey, you know, sit, you know, shovel, put it. You see FIFA contractor too. That is the one doing the job. Yeah, you see a proper mixer. You do this thing. At least the percentage of the cement is, like work is going on. Mechanized. AyoT, you will see that the pitch that they are talking about now, hand they go use to plant that pitch. Maybe now going to give them $1 million to fix Abuja pitch. It's not hand they use plant to plant it. So AyoT, you will see exactly what they will do.
Somebody here,
the money now will be spent already.
See, somebody here asked a good question though. Why can't they show us the plan for the hostel? Because
they've shown it.
They've shown it.
Yeah.
Where is it?
This one AI plan that he showed.
Where is it? I'm curious.
No, he's when they launched it, they showed one AI.
I know. When they launched it, I know that they created one model, like a mini model of what the facility is going to look like. But I'm curious to see like if there's a whole plan for like the interior and everything.
No, I don't think they have that. Just like similar to the one that one senator launched, that just took one picture from one angle. That's what they did. So for me, I think they should not, they don't show that. But AyoT, we know our people. They've not even addressed so that they went to go and borrow money from Morocco to pay those players. So they have not addressed that one. See, some of these things, they have spent it. You will see. Some of this money, they have you just hear at the bottom. We can just stop one, but they have spent it. Exactly how to cut
we'll be here in 2 years now to check out how the project is going.
It won't be the NFL president then.
Somebody said Bielsa is building a standard 35K seater stadium.
Forget those ones.
Nobody wants to go and play Super Eagles in Bielsa. That's the unfortunate. All due respect to Bielsa, nobody wants to go to Bielsa to play Super Eagles match.
Forget those ones. See, I remember the Olympic stadium in Abakaliki. You will do it and you cannot even host the entire sport. See, go and see their building stadium in Kaduna. The guy, I did the project. You don't even know what the project is all about. I saw the interview. He said, how many capacity are you trying to? You know what? The capacity, I'll cut that picture, I'll cut that video and put it out. He doesn't even know the capacity. He doesn't even know exactly what they want to do there. Some of these things, I just see the project is just be political about the whole thing. For me, until they do the project AyoT and they finish the whole project, look at the one that NFL went to go and commission Yola. Where is it today? He said they want to bring Super Eagles to Yola. They go and pay them Yola and everything. Where is it now? That place is being used for political rally. It cannot even host the MPFA game. Let them finish the project first, then we'll see.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about from that?
No. For me, I just think that we need to do better, AyoT. If you want to make this people accountable, you need to actually do better. For me, I just think that we need to be able to dig deep and make sure that we know exactly what we actually were asking these people. He mentioned so many things, about that grassroots football. There's so many things that did not actually work. There was no follow-up question on it to tell them that this thing is not working. We just need to so that Nigerians can know. Ibrahim Guzzo doesn't grant the interview, and this is maybe probably once now, maybe next year again, or if Nigeria wins AFCON, maybe probably going to grant an interview again. So at least if we have that opportunity, it should be able to ask actually more question on it. For me, I just think we need to actually just try and and do better. We have a lot of things happening in Nigerian football. See, we have the Falcons. Even if it's Falcons issue alone, very good. We're going to spend more than 1 hour talking about it. So what is the problem with underage? What happened to Ali Zubairu's under 20? Why did they invite players under 20? What's the criteria? How do you want to live? All those things, but you keep on telling your own story. You yourself, I was invited, it's just for you to, let us know more, my opinion. But at least he did an interview, but there's lot of so many things being said, but they said so many things, but they didn't say anything. That's what I would just say.
All right. That's that. If you haven't watched the interview, you can check it out on Elegbete TV on YouTube. It was quite insightful, if I should say the least. Okay, moving forward very, very quickly.
Somebody said that support somebody to go. NFL president, you see? Why can't you put super chat on that thing and bring it? Put super chat there and we'll dissect it for you.
We'll talk about it, I mean.
Yes, you put super chat now.
No, I know. I saw the comment.
There's no super chat there. Chas, that person you mentioned, ask super chat to it and put it
there. Very good. Okay. Let's move forward, Smith. Let's move forward. Talking about the Super Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the players did to the NFF. I really don't know what it is. But for whatever reason, we have to keep begging for the Super Falcons to play matches. Another international break is currently going on. Once again, the Super Falcons are inactive. The only times that we are sure that the Super Falcons are going to play is when it's a competitive qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
Every other time is up in the air. Maybe they will go and schedule one last-minute friendly with Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
They will tell Cameroon to come to Abeokuta and play 2 matches. Or they will quickly beg Benin Republic to come from next door and come and play 1 game that will beat them.
Mm-hmm.
We need competition. We need high-level preparation. We need proper organization. The Super Falcons don't get this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that Justin Madugu is reeling from, is excited about he won the AFCON. That's many months ago now. We have moved on. A new phase is coming in. Another AFCON is coming up next year. The AFCON is coming up next year. March, the 17th of March to 3rd of April is the window for the AFCON.
Mm-hmm.
There is one more international window in February of next year. Are the Super Falcons going to be properly prepared to go to the AFCON? That's a big question. I don't know who we need to beg. I don't know who they need to beg. You come and give us a BS story of, you were talking to a team, but they said that they didn't want to play against the champions, blah, blah, blah. For me, it just reeks of terrible planning, terrible preparation. Teams that are serious, they plan these things out in advance. They look at the potential opponents. They've been talking to them for a long time. And you make something happen. Even if you cannot get exactly who you want, you make something happen. The players, the reason I don't believe that story of somebody pulled out last minute is because the players have known since that they're not going to have any match. They've known for a while. I had about 4 different players.
AyoT, why do you think that the same journalists they has to push the story out to cover their nonsense? Continue, AyoT.
Because I know about 4 players that had told me before the window started that we're not going to have match. Please help us talk about it. It's unfortunate that I couldn't make the show last week because I would have made more noise about it last week going into the international break. But it's a shame. It's a shame. Like the Super Falcons won the last AFCON based on sheer determination. But then, like I saw numbers today, the Morocco that we barely beat in the final of the last AFCON, in 2025, they played 19 friendlies. The Super Falcons played 6. In 2025. That's a team that clearly wants to win and wants to prepare as good as possible. They are playing against South Africa tomorrow. That's a team that wants to be ready. We are just blessed. We are lucky that we just have more naturally talented players. We have more natural quality. Because if we had the same quality as like if Morocco and Nigeria were match for match, the same level of players, they will beat us every time because of their preparation and their planning and their organization. But because we just naturally, but I don't know how these people don't see that a gap that was once this wide has now become like this, and they are waiting for when it will cave in on itself completely. Give these girls what they need to be the best players. Look, God is still on our side. Things are still on our side. In 5 years, max, Super Falcons will not be dominant again.
Yeah, I agree.
Max, in 5 years, Super Falcons will not be dominant again. Oshuala will retire. Ohale will retire. Tony Payne will be gone. Alozie will be in 32 or 30 something. Okoronkwo is 28 now. She'll be about,
Plumter gone.
Plumter, all of them, they'll be their 30s or retired from the national team. Ajibade by that time maybe will be 31, 32. How are we bringing up the next generation of Nigerian Super Falcons?
There's nobody coming up.
There's nobody coming up.
There's nobody coming up.
And other teams, they are already preparing. Their young ones, they are getting ready. They are bringing them up. Their national team is well prepared. They are playing ball. They are doing well. It's a shame. Like, I hope we go and win this next AFCON. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't win it.
See, AyoT.
Even at this AFCON that we won, we saw us against some teams that we know that we should be playing better, that we didn't play well enough.
Look at it against Algeria. Which game did we win 1-0? We won that one.
Was it Botswana?
Botswana.
See, it pains me because, again, these Super Falcons constantly get the wrong end of the treatment. Whatever you think the NFF is doing badly when it comes to the Super Eagles, trust me, Super Eagles know they see 1/4 of waiting Super Falcons they see in terms of the anyhowness. This hotel that they book for Super Eagles now, they said they want to sell out the if it's Super Falcons, they will not even consider buying the remaining rooms. In fact, they will say that the one CAF gave them is too much self. They will find a way to make the situation worse. They will go and tell CAF if they can reduce it and give them the extra money, let them use it for something else. The Super Falcons,
we go and collect the best player award.
See, Super Falcons get the worst end of the stick. And at the end of the day, even during the interview, didn't you see the award on his behind him in his office? As if he's the one that won.
How many Super Eagles don't win?
It's a shame, man. Like, the Super Falcons cannot keep getting treated like this because they are the ones that deserve the best treatment. They are the only ones that actually win. They're the only ones that actually win. The Super Eagles, yes, they are the shiny, bright team with all the stars, but they don't win they don't win anything. Then the team that wins, you keep treating them like this. Give them the tools that they need. Now, in February, maybe you organize one small friendly for them against a team that you know that they are going to flog. Then in March, they're supposed to go and win the AFCON. And then if they don't win the AFCON, unfortunately, people on social media will start insulting players. This one is only fine girl she knows. This one is because they are making TikTok on this one. This because, all sorts of things. And you know the issues that these girls go through. Again, I keep saying this. People will keep saying that, AyoT doesn't like the coach, AyoT doesn't like this, AyoT doesn't like that. But it's because I know what is going on the inside for the most part. And I know how this WAFCON that they won in 2025 was just because of the sheer will, sheer determination, and quality of the players. And not because of input from staff or from the administration. It's just the players that wanted it so bad. And if not that the president promised them 100K, there are some things that you would have seen or heard after that tournament, but they don't want to mess with their money.
Are they giving them the money?
I don't think so yet.
Don't think so or no?
I don't know that they have. I don't know. I've not confirmed. Because the things that they wanted to say, if they say those things that they wanted to say, Tinubu feedback say, I promise you our money, they complain, I know they give that money again. If the players were happy for themselves, but they won it for themselves. They didn't win it because of coaching or because of administrators got it right. No, they always have fights during the tournament. Whether it comes to bonuses, it comes to one thing or that, there's always a problem.
But I want to ask you a question, AyoT. Why is it that the NFF always have a scapegoat?
Because they've never really had unity. And certain times it's easy to sideline. This is the most united that they've ever been.
Mhm.
I said they were ready to cause chaos. The players, all of them were ready to cause chaos. They can't promise them 100K. Some of the players say,
Do you think that
let's calm
info
down.
leaked out? That's the reason why they
What is
promised
it?
that 100K. Yeah, maybe probably any info leaked out. The government
No,
could
I
have.
don't think it leaked. I think it's just when they promised them. Well, maybe I don't know, because it was a players thing. The players, see, some of them still wanted to speak up after the tournament, but some of them, that 100K will go far for some people, for a lot of, not even for all of them, but especially for some people. For the ones that are playing in Nigeria now, if you give them $100,000, it changes their lives now.
Mhm.
The ones that have never been to a World Cup, at least those ones that have been to World Cup, they've seen all these plenty dollars before. They've collected that kind of money before. But for somebody that is playing for Rivers Angels, you give her $100,000 in naira. That's like what, 160 million or something.
Yeah.
It changes her life now. So they said, "Look, let's calm down, I beg." They said, "I beg, let's calm down. Maybe we know too para before they don't give us this money again."
Mhm.
And then now, before they give them that money, they'd have gone to play another AFCON.
They're going to fly that AFCON again.
Before they collect that money.
So do you think that if they don't do well in this AFCON, they might not
What
get
is
that
it?
money? If they don't do well in this AFCON,
No,
they
they
might
will
not
still
get
give
that
them
money.
the old money. They'll still get. Somebody said Timbo has approved the money. Maybe I'll actually ask a player and confirm. I'll actually ask a player and confirm. Because me, I don't usually talk to people about their money like that unless they bring it to me. But I'll ask and confirm. But my own is, please, NFF. You cannot keep giving us flimsy excuses. Give these girls games to prepare. Let them play friendly matches. Let them play against quality teams. Playing against Cameroon every time and beating Cameroon 1-0, 1-0, it does nothing for us, really. Let's get some competition. Morocco is played against South Africa. That's a big game. We cannot afford to get left behind like this. We cannot afford to get
Ghana
left.
is playing against England.
Ghana is playing against England. They will flog Ghana, but still, it's good for them.
Yeah.
And this next AFCON is qualifiers for the World Cup. God forbid we don't qualify. We now miss women's World Cup. God forbid, Batten. And the World Cup
You
is
know
in
that this is
Brazil.
last World Cup for the guys. Some of the guys.
For some of them, yeah, for sure. Ohali, if she wants to go for another one, then something's wrong with her. But at least all them Ohali, Oshuala, this might be Oshuala's last World Cup as well.
Yeah.
And some
Even for me, I don't think the girl in Canada will be the peak of her power again.
Esther,
Okurunko, yes,
she's
because
she's 28 already. She's at her peak.
29 in next year, 30 during the World Cup, 34 and the next World Cup. Come on, I think that's going to be probably our last World Cup.
So like,
The majority of this team will be our last World Cup. Yeah.
What is it?
Majority of this team, that's the last World Cup.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about the Super Falcons?
No, for me, I've been saying it several times too, that this team is the most successful national team in Africa, and they have to teach us to treat them with respect. But with the language I can see here, we're not ready. I just think that the NFF needs to come out honestly, because I don't know what Aisha Fowler is also doing. I know that she's the head of like women football and the NFL. I don't know what she's actually doing there. But for me, I just think that why can't they get somebody as a contractor to get games for them? I don't know. But for me, I just think that the NFF actually needs to do better. The girls now, our target should be to prepare them well and go and even do better in the World Cup. Now we're even saying that we might be struggling in the next AFCON. AyoT, God forbid we don't fail next year. But I don't think we face Morocco in a World Cup qualifier. If it's like a play to win the game, it might be very hard for us to beat Morocco. I don't think we'll beat it because the coach of Morocco is better, way better than the coach of Nigeria. So for me, I think they have learned their lessons and they will have look for a way to get past us.
Charles says Doherty for NFF president.
So if you want to be NFF president, you have to have your credentials, is it not? What has he managed before?
Team Nigeria UK. Why are you
What
laughing
has
at
he,
it? It's what you have
is it
managed now.
to come and talk on Instagram or Facebook? That's what has he actually managed before? That is a football thing. What has he coordinated before as a football thing? So if you want to recruit, one of our problems is what? Leadership was recruitment. If you want to recruit somebody, that person must got credentials. You have done some things before in the past. Part of what we are facing now is that what? Ibrahim Gusso doesn't have any credential. He was chairman of Zamfara FA, chairman of 4 chairman, lawyer Maju Pinnick, but there's no really good CV for him to say that okay, he can actually run Nigerian football. So we need to do better in terms of leadership recruitment. For me now, AyoT, they cannot call me now and say I want to go and run NFF. Say I will run NFF. It's going to be more complicated than what they thought about. So, in my own opinion, I just think that if you want to recruit somebody as the NFL president, they must have the right CV, to use. There's a difference between being an activist and not being a leader. Some people cannot manage WhatsApp group. Why do you want to give them the NFF to actually manage? I just think that they know that they're just joking, which I think it's not about showing passion on this thing. It's about what can you do? How can you bring players together? Even the players say you go fight with the players. Look at what Eto is doing now in Cameroon, fighting with Onana and everything. So it's about leadership, recruitment.
Charles says, I told Austin about our decline in football. I hope he sees this. See how NFF has made us a laughing stock.
So Charles, says something again. I don't know if you want to bring him on. He said that that is that you said which player did you have to bring to the national team? So he needs to show it too. He brought player. It's bringing players to the national team. Is this the resume? Is it enough to say that you want to be NFL president? Was it not other man you pinning that actually he brought in? He said he brought in some Oyibo to the national team. Then does it make Amaju Pinnick a very good administrator? So for me, I just think that we need to just be serious with this matter.
Ada says, I'm late to the party. Did you talk about the Murphy story? What's the Murphy story?
The Murphy story is about people, I think, attacking him and the social. I don't know, maybe they call them the supporters of what's it called? Nice. They actually attacking him and Jeremy Boga, of non-performance or things like that. So I think I've been hearing that news. But I didn't even read them also a lot of that. Him and Jeremy Boga, they've been attacking them,
Attacking as per physical or social?
No, I don't think I think they assaulted them also. Yeah.
I'm just looking that up now. I'm seeing that the UNFP put out a statement about it. Wow, that's crazy. It should never happen. Physical violence is never the answer. And it just happens to be the 2 black men. So I didn't even know about that. I didn't know about that. I'm just looking it up now as we're talking. Assaulted by Nice supporters.
John Jones, like no use.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I hope it's fine. I'm seeing that they went to the police to report. Crazy. Okay. Let's move forward. Let's move forward quickly. We don't already hit 2 hours on this stream. Shout out to everyone that's still tuned in. If you haven't liked the video, please hit the like button. Support the channel. If you want us to take your comments on screen, you have a question to ask, or you want us to talk about something, please make sure you send a super chat so that we can highlight your comments. Shout out to everybody that's with us, everyone that has supported so far. I hope you guys are enjoying this episode of the Naija FC podcast. Okay. Moving forward very quickly, let's talk about the AFCON. Let's talk about
let me just answer one question, please, because that's 60 or more than that. See, the issue is this: it's not issue. What did he do to them that he brought them to the national team? What did he say? He said it's the reason why they play for Nigeria. Okay, what did they do? What did he do to them that made them come and play for Nigeria. That's what I'm talking about, because some people just take glory where they don't plan. When they want to reap where they don't sow. What did they do that they say that, okay, because of it did something, they came to play for Nigeria? Before anybody, we had Evan Ikoku that came to play for Nigeria. We had Ruben Agbola. We had Abe George that came to play for Nigeria. So I just want to go into that conversation. So, okay, it's just that I don't want to go into any personal attack. It's just that we need what? Good leadership, what recruitment. Someone that can come in with their experience and do better. And they have to show their own resume too. That, okay, well, they have managed something before. They managed it well. And they've managed it well. They can come and show it. Have it. For example, now you can come and say you want to be the media of Super Eagles, social media, because you have managed Eagles Striker very well.
Okay, let's move forward. Like, the AFCON is 20 days away, officially. 20 days away from the start of the AFCON. The Super Eagles are, of course, going to be part of this, tournament, these festivities.
Yeah.
Are you excited? Are you pumped up? Have you moved on from the disappointment of, the World Cup, missing out on the World Cup? Are we now excited and focused on the AFCON ahead? What do you think?
I don't really care about AFCON, that much, honestly. For me, I think it's the World Cup is the main thing. You will never going to be qualified for the AFCON. So, but for me, I think the World Cup. See, I've not really moved on from it, because another pain is coming, because I think maybe tomorrow or on the 6th, there's going to be FIFA draws. And there's no Nigeria
The
in
World
that
Cup draws on
box.
Friday.
The World Cup draws on Friday. So there's no Nigeria there. So that's another big problem. So all these events now, as soon as the whole thing gets closer, the pain will come back. So I don't think that we are completely actually moved on from it. The pain will come back. Honestly, yeah.
But are you excited for the AFCON?
I'm not excited. In fact, I was meant to go to Morocco for the first game on 23rd. I don't think I'll be going to see that game again. It was against Tanzania.
First game for Nigeria is on the 23rd against Tanzania.
I think I will want to enjoy myself in the UK. It's only festive period. Maybe I can go and see the Tunisia game. Even I've booked everything.
Tunisia game is on the 27th after Boxing Day.
Which I think is slightly after Christmas. You can go and come on the next day and and things like that. I'm not really popped up for it, because with what I saw, the team against Congo, just realized that when it matters most, some of them can just they can just disappoint you.
Okay. I don't know. I have a toxic relationship with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They keep letting me down, they keep disappointing me, but I keep coming back to them. Like Layi used it's like that your ex that you just keep going back to the ex. Even though you know that this relationship, you people have been trying for almost 10 years to make it work. It's not working.
You go and do makeup.
You
come back again.
You leave them for a little bit, then you bump into them somewhere else again, and then you guys start talking and say, "How have you been? I've been good, blah blah." And all of a sudden now you're in the room together again. That's the relation that I have with the Super Eagles. They keep letting me down, but I keep coming back. Now another AFCON is coming. I'm sad, I'm disappointed about missing out on the World Cup, but I'm low-key looking forward to it again. I'm low-key looking forward. I will not be traveling to Morocco. I will not be traveling. I'm not going to spend the time and the dollars to physically be there. I would have representation there by the grace of God, but I'm looking forward to the matches. We're playing Uganda, rather Tanzania first, then Tunisia, then Uganda. On paper, this should be a group where we see 6 points minimum, 9 points maximum, maybe 7 if we rest players for one game, whatever the case may be. But we're waiting now for the NFF and the Super Eagles officially to give us the squad. 25 players that will represent the senior men's national team at the AFCON. We know that in recent times, there have been some players that have been drafted into the squad to see what they can offer. Maybe haven't performed to the level. Some have performed better than we expected them to. Some have unfortunately now gotten injured in the process. Smith Layi, the question that people have been asking, who should make the AFCON squad? Let's not run through all 25 names right now. We know the regulars. We know the Onwabalis, the Okoyes, the Osimhens, the Lookmans, Ndidis, Chukwueze, Simons. let's look at some of the outliers. So more so, who out of the recent squads should be dropped and who from the outside should be brought in?
So for me, there needs to be like a major surgery, in that team. And if you look at the way the World Cup qualifier and the AFCON last actually what went, you realize that some of these players are not just getting younger again. Though on paper it might look like they're still in their mid-20s or late 20s, but you realize that some of them have their legs, not really actually what 5 years or 4 years ago. So for me, the problem Eric Shea saw when he came, it's the problem again. He said that he needed somebody to partner Kevin Bassey, and he says, unfortunately, he didn't get anyone until Benjamin Fredericks. The boy is now actually injured now, and the boy is already ruled out officially for the AFCON. So for me, I think that central defensive area is a big problem. So because, and I'm going to say this thing here, one of the regrets I think the coach had, and I'm going to say it here without any fear, is that Benjamin did not partner Bassey against Congo. Because he wanted to play I-line. He couldn't play I-line with Sevilla, and we saw that in that equalizer. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I think what's it called? This guy as someone that might probably actually do well. So it needs central defenders. We're hearing that Ekong is not going to be in this team. And we're hearing that a particular player has already signed a contract with his club that is not going to be going to AFCON. So I think we need defenders. We need a right back and center back. So in the midfield too, I think they can still play for us. But I think he should not be starting regularly. If he's starting, we should be looking for a way to rest him. See, the man is not getting younger again. The man is now in a state that he needs to manage his body very well. If he's Wilfred of against Zambia in Lusaka, Wilfred of against Algeria in Uyo, that ball that they crossed against Congo, Wilfred will slide, and take the ball out. But he can't do that any longer. He needs to look after his body. If he got injured there, who will treat him? He's going back to Uzbekistan. That's his job. So with his body language, I can see somebody trying to manage himself. So I'm not saying that Wilfred should leave the team completely, but we need to bring somebody that can play, when Wilfred is not ready or is tired and cannot play. We need a box-to-box midfielder, somebody that has the right energy. Unfortunately, Frank Onyeka is not getting game time with his club side, and that one really affected him in the game against Congo. You can see that he's not fit. He played against Gabon, but you can see that against Congo, after the first half, he got tired. From there, he was a passenger throughout the game. And that happened because he's not really playing well. He's not really playing regularly for his club side. When he was in Augsburg, you can see that energy was there. He can run one because he was playing week in, week out. So I don't think Onyeka will get a new club in January. He's going to go somewhere again. But I think we need bodies in our midfield. And secondly, too, finally, you mentioned about up front. Our up front is only Victor Osimhen there. Lookman is getting back. But for me, I think we also need options too. We realize that Ejuke might not be the right person for us. It's not as if he's not talented, but he cannot give us what we want. I think that he's a liability defensively. I would not say you throw him out completely, but I think we needed somebody in that right wing that can come in if Chukwueze is not firing. So I've mentioned like 4 players. I'm not saying I don't want to say we should throw players completely out of the team, but if I'm to mention players that should not be part of this AFCON, I just think that we should look at not taking Tula Rokodare to this AFCON. I think it will benefit him more to stay with Wolves and try and reclaim his place or try and work with the team very well and try and be fit. Because he just signed 2 months ago or 3 months ago. You go to AFCON again, 3 windows and everything. He needs to settle. Aguilera is still 25 years old. There's still more AFCONs to come. In fact, there's AFCON this year / next year. There's another AFCON in 2027. So there's still time for him to come and integrate well into the team and try and be the number one striker in that team. If possible, they should rest Arokodare for AFCON. And Masu Basoge too. For me, I don't think it should be part of the team, because it's not really competing with them. The only time I saw him is that they used to send him work to go and give him somebody. That's where I never used to send him message from the bench. He even got booked when celebrating. He didn't play any game, but he got booked. For me, I think that if you see a more competitive goalkeeper than give Manuka Koyam and Wabali run for their money, I think they should go for that goalkeeper. So, for me, I won't say a player should be tuned out completely. Another player I might probably actually talk about is that Rafael Nyedika. If he's not useful to the team, there's no point bringing him. Let him focus on his club side. If you think that out of possession is not really great, if you think that his pressing is not really what you want, why bring him to the team? Let him go and focus and go and improve more on the areas you think that is what is lacking, in my opinion. So I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but if you're not going to use him, why bring him? The reason why I did not mention left back is because we only have 2 left back. Agu is out for a very long time, so it's not going to be back very soon. So I have to keep with Bruno and Zaidu. There's no other person you want to talk about.
Okay, thank you for that, Smilai. I want to take. I saw some super chat comments here. Thank you, Mo, for the super chat or super sticker. Uche is asking, what do you think of Anthony Dennis, Ebenezer Akintomiro, and David Moses?
For me, I think I saw one highlight from MH Studio about David Moses. He called it highlight, but I think it's a low light. Because he did completely nothing in the thing they call the highlight. He was just running and running. He kept completely nothing. See, this is like his fourth major season, play for a Czech Republic team. The boy need to grow. In fact, the boy has so many, he got energy. But let's be honest ourselves, you're going to be playing for Super Eagles where practically most games is what you do with the ball that is very important. Yeah. For me, I don't think his ball skills is there yet, in my opinion. I saw a lot of comments. People say, this comment you put, it's not, but you're not doing him any good though. For me, I think he needs to grow. Anthony Dennis, I have my reservations about him. And the reason is because he's very raw. That's one thing. He's very raw. And I need to see him more. He's very raw. The only person I can see that can add something different to the team is actually what I think Ebenezer Akintomiro, the boy from Esperance de Tunis, can do well. The boy is very strong, and also Tojiku probably in that. But I think Ebenezer Akintomiro stands slightly what I don't follow them.
Do you think is Ebenezer going to be fit for the AFCON?
Yeah, I think he will be fit.
He will be fit in time to go because you have to come back, train small, be match ready, then go.
I don't think so. See, there's a player now that might probably include. The player will not even play any game, but they think that if Nigeria qualify for the next stage,
they can
the boy will be ready to play.
Who
you know
is
the
that
player
player?
we're talking about, you know the player now.
Tell us now. I don't know. Tell us.
You don't know.
It might be somebody else. I don't know who you're talking about.
I will say the name without saying name. Snapchat.
Okay. So we'll take him for the quarterfinals. Okay. Anthony Dennis. Look, I've been following and watching Anthony Dennis some games for Goalkeeper. I can't lie. It doesn't excite me enough. I can't lie. It doesn't excite me enough. He hasn't even had the best season this year. He did much better last year and 2 years ago when he first started playing for Goalkeeper. And for me, I look at it that if you are coming into the team now, I want you to be able to come and compete with who is already there or bounce them. If you can't bounce them, compete with them at least. I don't think maybe you can say, oh, you can call him up instead of Alassane Yusuf, but I don't think that he comes and does the job that he does if indeed he's not there. Now, doesn't mean that he's a bad player. No, he's a good player, but I don't get excited about Anthony Dennis, and not many players make me excited like that. But at least I want to see a lot of quality that makes me think, okay, you can really do a job. And Anthony Dennis doesn't really do it for me. I like Tochiko Nadi, but I recognize the fact that Tochiko Nadi is still very raw, still very young, still coming into his own. I think he'll be a good player. The midfielder that excites me the most after watching him play is actually Ebenezer Akinsomiru, because I've seen him play against high level opposition in the Serie A, and I see the way he can play under pressure, the way he is composed, the way he uses the ball, and I think, you know what, this guy can offer something in the midfield, not just from a defensive point of view, but even moving with the ball going forward. David Moses, but David Moses right now, the role that he plays for Slavia, he's a workhorse type of player.
Mm-hmm.
You are playing in the Champions League, you need somebody that is going to play and just work hard and, relieve some of the danger that you're under. Put David Moses. You need someone to play right back, put David Moses. You need somebody to play center back, put David Moses. You need someone to play right midfield, put David Moses. He's just being used right now as a workhorse type of player. Like Smith Layi said, his on the ball skills are not quite there. His technical side is not there yet. He still needs to step up. That's the reality. Adiola, thank you for your super chat as well. I mean, we've kind of already spoken about this. You said any new face for the AFCON. That's kind of what we've been talking about. But Smith, like, we heard that Arthur Okonkwo and Ryan Alibiosu, are looking to switch nationality to represent Nigeria. I know that Arthur Okonkwo in particular, his people, like people that are close to him, they message me all the time talking about how the guy actually wants to play for Nigeria. And if I don't post him, they will message me, post this boy, let Nigerians see him, let Nigerians know how he's doing. Oh, he was the best goalkeeper last year. Now he's playing in the championship. Do you think that Arthur Okonkwo is the ideal third goalkeeper for the Super Eagles?
See, and you know that Arthur Okonkwo is only a master Paseke that's keeping him out of the team now. So what is the point of maybe they are?
Amas had a good game this weekend though for Singida.
For what? For Singida Vistas against where?
It was CAF Confederations Cup.
Yeah, CAF Confederations. But the issue basically is just that all this idea of keeping a slot for a home-based goalkeeper, I think we should bury those ideas, honestly, because if you have for example, now there was one competition I went for that nobody was injured. Was it not that we're looking at maybe go be fit before race against them and things like that? Was it against Africa? I don't know. They injured him and things like that. We need competition, and Arthur Okonkwo is doing well now. You can testify to that. You know that he's doing very well now. So, in my own opinion, I just think that it might be the first choice.
It might be the first choice.
Yes. Arthur Okonkwo have the potential to be the first choice. In fact, I criticize this boy a lot because when he went to Austria, I thought that he doesn't have strong hands on the ball. But I can see his biceps now. I can see that the boy's got strong hands now. And I can tell you that there's been conversations. You two can testify there've been conversations. So I think he's actually on the verge of getting a call-up in match of this AFCON.
How about Ryan Alibiosu?
I think I said there's one thing that they might get, the NIN and they might get also. I think
NIN. National
Inscription
Number.
Yeah, I think that one actually was being sorted on his own side. I think that it's actually waiting for maybe probably his passport, which I think. But for me, if you look at the stats currently, the championship is the best right back or right wing back championship. Good attacking wise, so what's very good defensively too. So he's 22, 23 or so. I think that
he's 23. Yeah,
23. The age is right for Alibiosu. If Olaina is like 29, the age is right for Alibiosu. Let's hope that he can come and compete. For me, I'm just scared that Alibiosu, if we allow this thing to linger too much, I think Alibiosu might if he goes to the Premier League, it might be very hard for us to get him. It might be under Anthony Semenyo type of story.
So we're not looking at him for the AFCON.
For the AFCON, I think the documents are not ready for the AFCON.
I mean, you have to have submitted your
Yes.
preliminary list already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay. Sports Grinds is saying Arthur is good enough to wrestle fresh shirt from Okoye. I think he's a level above Nwabali. If we are being fair, he's a first choice. Nwabali is the current first choice. You know, if we include Nwabali in the first, it's a wrestle the first shirt from Okoye. Now Nwabali get the first shirt right now. Now Nwabali get the first shirt right now. You know, Okoye is still trying to wrestle that one from Nwabali before Otto will come and wrestle the two of them. But yeah. Okay. Interesting. But we're looking forward to the AFCON squad officially dropping so that we can dissect the squad. I hope that we'll see one or two surprises. I hope, my own is that whatever you are doing, Onuachu should be in that squad. That's my own. That's the only person that I'm fighting for. Paul Onuachu. Any other person that they give me, I'll take. In fact, if they want to give me a bunch of young players, I'll accept it because at this point, anything I say, I will collect. But I think that Onuachu, the most informed Nigerian striker going into this tournament, should be at the tournament. I think so. You know, whether you think he has impressed or not in the past, I think he deserves a spot in this team, and it should be a second or third option for when Victor Osimhen needs some help or when Victor Osimhen needs to take a break. You can bring him on, or when we need to play aerial ball, you can bring him on. Iyari Made is asking who will play right back for us. We have Bright Samuel.
He plays today, yeah.
Yeah, he played today. We have Bright Samuel. We have Benjamin Frederick if need be.
No.
Frederick is missing the AFCON. So Frederick is missing the AFCON.
He's already missing the AFCON.
So we have Bright. Who's another right back that we have? Nathan Teller can play.
We don't have right back.
We can play Nathan Teller.
No, because people are already projecting Mohamed Jaminu. Please, there's no to Mohamed Jaminu because I've been projecting, I'm trying to push the boy again. There's no to him. There's no to Benjamin Jaminu.
But he's not a right back now.
No, he has played right back for Nigeria before against Ghana.
Yes, but he's not a right back.
Because he's in Morocco, so you just go. You know, Nigeria, we're used to.
He's already there.
Yes.
Okay. Who else is an option? Sadiq Ismail.
Sadiq Ismail. Has he played for 2 weeks or for 3 months? No. He has not even played for 3 months. Last time I saw him, he was eating. Was he rice in the stand when Emu was playing in Abeokuta? So he has not been playing football for a while. So I don't think the reason why he's still there.
If you want to join the show and share your thoughts, the link has been posted. Call in now. We're wrapping up, so call in now very quickly so that we can take your comments before we go. I know we're supposed to allow you to call, but we're already way over time. But I just said we have to allow people to give their thoughts. So yes, please call in now.
He's just joining now.
Yeah, somebody said David Moses also plays right back. I mean, yeah, he plays right back sometimes. So maybe that's how he gets into the team. Maybe that's actually a fair point. Maybe that's how he gets into the team. Who else do I'm trying to think? Who else do we have as options in the center back? If Ekong is not going, do you think Igor Ogbu comes back into the team? Do you think Chibuike Wine will maybe get a chance?
No, I don't think it's a big headache for him, honestly. I don't think Igor Ogbu really impressed that much, under him. And Igor Ogbu has been out for like 90 days now. So
he came back this past weekend.
So I don't know, maybe he can see, but I think even is he playing regularly?
Who?
Tonariga.
He plays for Hamburg.
Yeah, is he playing regularly on the regular basis?
Yeah, he's playing regularly. That's a bad team, but he's playing regularly.
Yeah. So looking at Chibuike with the boy is raw too. The boy is also very raw too. If you want to, it's like they're going to AFCON to experiment. For me, I just think that if we can see the West Africa, they're going with a very young team. Like this is probably the youngest I've seen South Africa. Very young team. Like they dropped majority of those that went to last AFCON. And they are going with Mbukazi, Tyron Smith. They are going with even the boy that played for B, Club Brugge B, Jerry Campbell. Is also going to the AFCON. They are going with completely new team. So if we can also say, okay, we want to refresh the team slightly, I think it's better for us to say we want to go and win AFCON.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see, but a country like South Africa, they actually have like a progression plan. They have
Mm-hmm.
way that
They
they
have
phase
a
their
plug and
play.
play.
Yes, the way they phase their players through each level. But we don't. So we're just always, Nigeria is always like we're playing intramurals. It's like if you just sign up as an individual now you're bringing some other players from different places and just say, okay, we have to make it work. That's how it is. But other people, they
Mm-hmm.
have proper progression of how players advance. In order not to talk too much, because we can be on this for a long, long time, I have two people that are waiting to speak. So I'll take these two callers and I'll wrap up for this evening so that everybody can get back to their merry, merry evenings. Again, this is the first episode in December, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you everyone that's still with us. Two callers and then wrap up for this evening. Charles, I know you have a lot to say. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Happy New Month. How you guys doing?
Well,
We're doing
well,
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 doing
well,
well.
thank you.
Okay, so this AFCON, to me, I hope we, I hope we win it so that the team brand can go up a little. But to be fair, I don't want us winning it because if we win it, people believe that our football is growing. Meanwhile, it's dying. I watched the Nigeria against Cote d'Ivoire game. I was crying. I said, "What kind of nonsense is this? Like, is this what you want to be for the future? These boys can't even." I was seeing a pattern. Kaduna, Enugu, Canada, Enugu, Canada, Enugu. I'm like, nobody from. I even asked myself, don't these players get education? So to me, honestly, this AFCON has to be a building phase. We have to build for the 2030 World Cup. From there, we need to build our under 23. From there, under 20, under 17, work on the prospects. To me, I feel like Benjamin needs to be coached again. Work on some of his game. Work on some of these players. Don't let them go. So I see that Caleb Okoro, that boy is for the future. Please, we should not let him waste. On that left back, if you watch down that 20 World Cup, the way he was moving, the boy is for the future. I will be so mad if they let that boy waste because that boy can give you. I love. You saw he scored the goals against Tunisia in under 20. That's how good he is. So please, we need to work on our prospect. We need to do everything possible. And I told
Against
Austin, yeah,
Tunisia
I
at
said,
20. No,
yes, yes, yes. You saw it, right?
no, it
It was
was the
him.
acquired level that scored. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry. But still, we need to work. I told Austin this. I was telling him, I said, I wish Nigeria did not qualify for this AFCON. If we don't qualify for the AFCON, those illiterates will have run away. They will have run and pissed their pants. Please, I do not want to see Pinnick in MetLife. He should not come to MetLife Stadium and snap picture because that day he will know the meaning of demarketing Nigeria. That day he will know the meaning. I will demarket Nigeria in front of him. I do not want to see him there. He MetLife. He's giving people problem. What is the plan? Nobody's saying that. Everybody's quiet. The entertainers were standing strong. You're blocking players. You're blocking. What is the plan? Keeping us in limbo. So to me, I've lost interest in AFCON. To me, if we win AFCON, fine and simple, it'd be better for the boys. They deserve they need to win something because I don't want them looking like a generation that did not achieve anything. In fact, I remember that 2010 Egypt team, they never qualified for the World Cup, but they won 3 AFCON. That was more than enough. I don't want these boys. These boys need to win something, and it's not their fault. They are just playing by on fools. But please, like I said, let it be for a building phase. But I know that building, that stuff will expire because this is what Raw did when we don't qualify for 2 AFCON. He built it for like what for the 2018 when it did expire 2021. We cannot be building and building and building. You need to create a system. See, Morocco will never ever fail to qualify for the World Cup or AFCON markets. They will never because that talent factory is always manufacturing players. That's what we need to do. You can't call yourself the giant of Africa and you don't have one training facility. They're asking you questions, you're busy in dodging questions. I was so disappointed in Lekpete. He calls himself a smart journalist, but look at the nonsense interview he did. That was rubbish. So
He
yeah,
went on
just
a fight finding mission. Nothing, nothing.
so yeah, so to me, I just want us to use it as a building phase. They should don't fire Chell,
Yeah.
keep him. But if I'm
I
Chell,
just, yeah, I just want to talk about the issue about That you mentioned that one. That if you want somebody to be your NFF president, they must have it's Nigeria. They must have a very strong resume. That
Yeah,
okay, oh,
yes.
if I perform this, it's not to come online. I'm
No, no,
just
no.
trying to tell
See,
you that.
come
So
on.
because you,
I think you're close with Dart, right? Like behind the scenes. Are you close with him?
Mhm.
You know him better than I do. So you know how he has been involved in Nigerian football. To me, I feel like he would be a better option. The one better option I
for
know is
example, now,
Milano.
if Kunde Shudame comes out that he wants to be the NFF president, you can see his work. Can you see his
Yes,
work?
yes,
So all those things have to show. You can see Emiliano's work. You can see Olofjano's work. It's not as if being
yes.
close to somebody says that, oh, this person. See, Yakuba Igbeni, very close to Guavon. But when they ask him that she will come back, he say no. So it's about Nigeria. It's not about somebody. Are you
I
getting what I'm trying to
understand.
say? So he
Yes,
should come with the right resume. Show us what you did with evidence. Then we can know that okay, maybe you can be NFL president.
Mm.
See, being a coach does not make you NFL president. Being a coach doesn't mean that you're gonna be good. See, AyoT is a coach. You know, he's coaching goalkeeper.
oh,
So I'm just saying that we need see this time around there we need surgery. It's okay. So you cannot gamble again. You need somebody
yeah,
that sees
exactly. You
game.
cannot.
It's not for you to go and organize what you can laugh. I say you want to be a president. No, you have
No
to
problem. No
be able
problem. No
to.
problem. But no
All right.
problem. No problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you very much, Charles. I appreciate it. All right, and then Sports Grinder, welcome.
Hey, hi everyone. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Yeah, very nice program today.
Yeah.
Um, but I've not been online for a minute because I've been kind of busy doing a couple of things. But I tracked the program, so I was chanced. So I said, let me just jump in today. Well, it's good to see Lookman and Chukwueze balling like we expected. Um, Especially Chukwueze seemed like he was really good. But the thing with Chukwueze, you see he has a 5 game threshold where he plays one good game and plays rubbish the next 4 games. I hope he's actually really, really changed and it's not like he's using that his one, good game threshold already. I
No,
hope
he
he
has
can
he has
reduce.
had like 3 good games
Yeah,
last.
yeah. He's had good games, but that was when he was coming in. This one he
Yeah,
started, so I hope he can, show them that he's better than that Kevin because I think the fans are so big on that Kevin guy. But I actually think Chukwueze is a better talent than the guy. I feel I just hope and pray Silver keeps playing Chukwueze ahead of the other guys. Then Lookman, it's really good to have a good coach. Like it's good to have a coach that believes in you or plays a system. Like this new coach, since he came in, you can see the confidence in Lookman. Like the way Lookman played. Like there was a pass he gave yesterday. Normally he wouldn't give that. He would just run with the ball by himself and want to shoot. So I can see he's either been talked to or maybe he for some reason something has hit him and says, you know what, I'll just be playing well. But he's thriving well under this coach, and I can see him do very, very well under this coach. I just hope they climb back to a European spot at least at the barest minimum. But
who
they're
who
two way
Atalanta?
off. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But they're two way off. Like then the lower half of the table. I don't know if they can get into the sixth or seventh position at least. Then when it comes to Elegbete, I was following some of his interviews. Like if you follow Elegbete's interviews before, he was very harsh. But then when I started seeing his rhetoric reduce, and then I saw him enter a boat or something to go do that stadium interview, like in Delta State, to kind of give an update. That's when I knew something has happened. Something has happened. So then seeing him with Gusau just crowned it up for me. I'm like, okay, I see. I think because his questions, he asked some good questions, but just like every other journalist, don't have good follow up. Like what they are. You hear Smith like you can be saying, I'm gonna be tough, but if the guy gives you an opportunity, and it's very rare to get that opportunity, the guy can tell you, hey, listen, please, no follow-up questions, like crazy follow-up questions. Just ask your question and leave it at this. Maybe that's what Legbete was doing. Maybe he wasn't given enough chance to
But sorry,
dig in
like
hard.
that. But no,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, because you said about already follow-up questions. Maybe he asked the follow-up questions and they don't cut them off.
But what Fofana is saying is true. Some people, I've even wanted to interview some people, and they will say, "Oh, unless I send them all the questions ahead of time, that they don't want to speak." I usually, honestly, I'm not proud though, but I always tell people like, if I have to send you all the questions, then I'm not doing the interview with you. I always tell people the most I can give you is I can tell you what I want to talk about. And you kind of know those are things I want to talk about. But because I find that when you give somebody all the questions, at that point, it's PR. And if it's PR, then you should be paying me for it. It's no longer an interview. You should be paying me to come and put out the message that you want to put out. But that could be a thing. Maybe the NFL president said, you know what, I'm giving you this chance. Let us, let the public hear what we have to say. So don't ask me anything other than the things that we've already prescribed to talk about. And that could have been the case, maybe.
Yeah. And that's what I think may have happened, because I like when I hear Legbete's rhetoric, he's very tough. I expected him to do a way tougher, interview than that. But then coming to the NFF, I really hope to see change. I'm happy Mikel is throwing his heart, but the online support is really not there. Like I listened to a space, was it today or yesterday, of Colin Udor? Like you could hear, it's almost like they're saying, hey, Mikel, please don't come in. Just go do your thing or stay out. I don't know whether it's something coming from above, because everybody keeps saying education. What has it done? What has it done? Education, and we want this change. Somebody is saying they want to come and do the change. I know he's not going to get it, but at least we were thinking we're going to hear more like an external, at least journalistic pull, like, okay, this is the guy. Let us see whether they can bend the rules, because I know he's already he's not even part of Congress, and I heard he must be part of that Congress or insider to be even able to apply for NFF or something. So yeah, but Colin is not supporting him. This guy Osasu is asking a lot of questions online. He should go and get education and all that. Yeah, I know a good footballer will not make a good president, but who else has thrown their hat into the race other than Gusau? Yeah, so it's kind of like harsh on the support or the lack of support for Mikel over there. Yeah.
You know what I feel about that whole Mikel thing is, look, I want my leaders to have the right qualifications to lead. But in a situation whereby you are being led by people who absolutely have nothing, it is not out of the world for me to say, you know what, let Mikel come and give it a try. I don't think Mikel has the tools to be the best NFF president, but I think Mikel is reputable enough, is honorable enough, and knowledgeable enough to be able to get good people around him that will make him look good. CEOs of most companies, yes, before they make you a CEO of a top company, you have to have a track record. Correct. But usually they get there and then they put a team around them. The CEO is not the best in marketing, but they bring somebody that is very good in marketing to handle their marketing division. The CEO might not be the best in operations. You bring somebody that can handle operations. That's your operations manager. You bring somebody that can do the accounting, the finance person. That's your CFO. So the CEO manages everybody and makes sure that the wheel keeps turning while you bring experts and put in all those positions. And I want to believe that if Mikel comes there, yes, Mikel doesn't have an MBA. Mikel does not know how to manage a business. The biggest business he has probably managed is his podcast. But
correct.
I think Mikel has enough of a reputation that he wouldn't want to ruin, plus enough resources to be able to say, you know what, I'm now here. We're no longer doing any of this corruption, anyhowness. I know what players want. I can liaise and talk to these players. Okay, this person come and handle this part of the NFF. The people that are all those NFF board and NFF committee members, what are they actually good at? Do they have any specialization that got them into the position that they are on the board, or did they just pick them for the board because, well, you're friends with somebody? So those are the changes that I think somebody like a Mikel can bring in and get qualified people to actually be in those positions, while he just makes sure that everything keeps turning in the right direction. So that's why I disagree with people that keep saying no, Mikel cannot come, no, Mikel cannot come. Because if somebody like a Mikel doesn't come in, then we're going to keep getting these Ibrahim Bussos and the likes of them, and then nothing is going to change. You want to put all the expectations on Mikel's head that Mikel must be qualified, but the people that are coming there are not qualified anyway. So me, I would rather a qualified professional, I'll be an unqualified professional than a qualified than an unqualified amateur at the end of the day.
Talking about that Mikel issue, I think that how Mikel can succeed is if the federal government really help him, win that election. And secondly, is that Mikel can only succeed if they retire some civil servants in the NFF.
Will Mikel be willing to buy votes, first of all?
No. The issue is this. It's even they have to just look for a way to get somebody there. But the thing around doesn't do that, because some people that are there now, they are eating fat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they will do everything to stay in that position. For example, now somebody that they are paying $500K salary in Zaria before, and are paying $10,000 every month. That person will fight with the last drop of his blood to stay in power. So they need to retire some civil servants there, or transfer them to Ministry of Land and Housing or Ministry of anywhere in Abuja. So they should try and recruit fresh bloods to that NFF. I think that one will actually work. But if Mika is just coming, say, "Oh, I'm a new tariff inter," my brother, they will frustrate him. He will run away like a thief in the night.
But let me ask, those other roles, like like in NFM, like what do they vote for? Is it just only the president and VP, or is it like the whole APC that the president and VP? Okay.
The president and the VP are the ones that do election.
Okay, but the rest are appointed.
You also have board members.
Yeah, they have. Okay, the board. Yeah, the board is voted in.
Okay.
The board is also voted in.
But for the role of like a Guavon and Sanusi, are those voted?
Those are
appointed.
Yes, those are appointments.
Okay. Then he can come in and appoint his own people. Then, meaning he can kick out those people that were in the past administration and
but he has to come in. Coming in is the hard part.
Yeah, coming in.
Coming in is the hard part.
Coming in is the hard part.
Coming in is the hard part. Yeah.
And again, like Mikel is like, I mean, it seems like an honorable guy that would not want to buy, because see, look, if you're not willing to pay, you're not going to become an NFL president. That's just let's get that facts right. We can come here and say, oh, it's wrong. Why is Nigeria like that? But that's the situation on ground. If you are not willing to go to the state FA chairman and give each of them maybe $20,000 and say, guys, support. I need your support. It's not going to, it's just not going to happen. Like this is what happened.
He doesn't.
This is what happened in Busso's time. People were giving money to people. Like this one, I'm not alleging. I know, and this is how it happens.
And that's what I'm saying, that even the state FA, if federal government, the way they are promising, really want to make change, they need to make sure that those that are going into the state CFA are the right people, because they have a lot of stake, honestly, because they are so important. The grassroots is very important.
It is.
Look at what the CFA, because nobody control them, nobody do anything. They just do anything they like. So I just think that the government can also help and make sure that, okay, you know what, they can go to this grassroots, and because that is where the grassroots is. So if they don't,
it's very, very important. And it's I mean, just to kind of digress, it's the same way I tell people a lot of the time when it comes to like even our Nigerian politics in general. Everybody focuses on who the president is and who the maybe state governor is, but they don't realize that people from local government chairmen to all these people, they have big roles to play in terms of how all these things run. Those people have a role to play how your state runs. The state governors have a role to play in who the president becomes and how the president runs. And it's the same way until we can get the right people in these state FA chairman positions and all these local small football roles here and there across the country. Tell me why,
And the issue is that, imagine Ibrahim Gusso running NFF. Is there any pattern with football? You can see the way he was talking a little bit that Yusuf now, I'm meant to pay you now, Johannes now. He's talking like a politician. That's how they talk. Say, I should pay you now, follow me, but I don't have money to pay you now. When you follow me, you should not be giving Johannes money. I'm supposed to keep about here. So when you complete sport, they don't take money from NFF. And he says that you should be giving you money now. Imagine saying that in front of you, saying I should be giving you money now, but I don't have money to give you. So if I listen now,
that's why if they give them a seat on the plane, they will accept now.
They will accept. Look, I saw one interview. He went to go interview one of the presidents. They are making rice. They are even talking about the rice in this. Yeah. You know, when you want to do a president job, you should do it. They're making say, hey, the rice is even, they are talking about the rice that they are making for him. So is that place you want to ask a question that is like
you can't ask follow-up questions, that kind of thing. But the thing is that at the time there's no straight line pattern, because as much as we want Mikel, look at what Eto'o is doing. Eto'o, that his country did not qualify for World Cup and they got knocked out by Nigeria last 16, got a 98% clean sweep in Cameroon. You know, so I just hope when this guy is coming, the system doesn't corrupt him like how
Cameroon is not sorry to cut you off. Cameroon is never the bar. Cameroon that they've had the same president for I mean years. Cameroon and Nigeria were sisters.
If for the example, you go and like talk about Ghana. The last election, they went to go and vote somewhere. See that they said that I think they said the venue is somewhere, but they were some people were in different places organizing the election.
Oh my God.
They only saw the result of the election. The man scored 99% of the vote cast. The current Wafu vice president.
So he gave his own boys the right location and gave the other people the opposition the wrong
location.
It's only God that can help us to make this change. And I know that in Nigeria we ask God of too much. We ask God to do every single thing for us. But at this point, like it's like trying to break into a cult. It's like trying to become part of a secret society. Like it's never easy. You have to be willing to do all the sacrifices and all the initiation to get there. And if you are a very honorable person, unless you have a lot of money to spend and to spare and say, okay, you play the game until you get inside, and when you get inside, you can start to make changes. It's difficult. Like I've seen some of my friends, and I'm not calling anybody out now, but people in the media, some of my friends that were part of us that used to criticize people that have become paddy with all these people. Because why? You want opportunities, you want access, you want this. Oh, you can have a conversation with this person, you can travel with this person, you can do this plan what they are doing with this person. And sometimes, some people tell me that AyoT, you're too critical, that the only way to make changes from the inside. But at the same time, to get into that inside, you have to become one of them. And are you ready to compromise yourself and compromise your beliefs and everything to become one of them, in the hopes that when you get there, you can make change? You find out that when you get there, you just become them, and you
part of those
you
people that started the struggle with us, they are no longer with us.
That's the reality.
And I see that and I see what
I was going to ask you a question. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
But we're saying all these things about these people. As you are going to Morocco now, somebody now asks you, Smith, okay, come follow us, stay for our $1,000 room, the additional ESTA codes. And Gusa entered that room. Oh boy, come interview me. Will you be able to even ask him follow-up questions? Like these are some of the things that happen.
Let me tell you something.
Like they pamper you, and they make you lose your guard, and you can't even ask them anything. And before you know, you're almost like them, and your skin, all they're doing is becoming white.
The issue basically is because I don't want to say some few things here, but I cannot, because I want to eat cow, and I'll not be calling cow brother cow. I cannot do that.
Smith Layi. No be everybody get that kind or no. No be everybody
no be
get
everybody,
that kind this thing. So people will sell themselves for anything at the end of the day, for any little break, any little like we see most of these guys, the popular ones on like social media and everything, they cannot really talk because they've collected one favor or the other from people from these guys in the past. So they can only say so much, no matter what happens. Or maybe one time they made you under 15 media officer for one tournament, and now you feel like you're indebted to them, or you're former under 17 media officer, you cannot say anything again. Like, these people just cannot really speak up. And that's why even some of them that I might not necessarily agree with everything that they say, somebody like an Osasobi Iwana, like a lot of sometimes I'm like, this was a guy, but I respect the fact that like he says how he feels and what he thinks. He says his truth, whether or not you agree with his truth, is what he truly believes. I've said it's like different Nigerian footballers that different that will call me or DM me and ask, bro, how far are you doing? How about this thing? What's your account number? Send me your account details. And I'll tell them, bro, don't worry, I'm just doing my job. If you want, I always tell players, if you want to pay me for anything, hire one of my services. Let me be doing a job for you, and you can pay for the job that I'm doing. Don't dash me money, because the moment a player dashes you money, now they feel like, oh, you cannot say this about them. You cannot do this. This person they give money. And that's the thing. A lot of these people, guess I say, offer them a seat on the plane. All they have to think about is like now, Lagos to Casablanca flight is maybe like 1.5 million or 1 million thereabouts. And then if you offer somebody, what? It's like that's one. If you offer them a seat on the plane, you're saving them ₦1 million. That's maybe like $600-700 that you're saving them, and then the person will gladly accept it. But now for that $700, the person cannot say anything again, cannot criticize anything.
And you're right, AyoT. If you want to give me something, I'll make sure it's something I can return quickly. For example, now, see, but because sometimes, sometimes if somebody comes to you, keep on pestering you that, oh, please now, it's like pride. Maybe he's too proud. It's not as if I'm using Pomo to eat, to drink Gary, I'm okay than to say I want to use cow head. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So people say, oh, he's too proud, that's why I didn't get it. But what I'm saying basically is this: look at Boniface and that girl. Nobody knew that girl don't ask him something before in the past. See, these players, don't ask. See, you know them. You see, the moment they get your number, that is all. You know them. So, in my own opinion, I just think that the guys back home, like Satoki said, he said there is hunger in the land. You cannot really blame them. And there's no fighting mission anywhere that somebody is going to. Let's talk about it. There's no objection in the question. Like, but we got this now. Why can't you just tell Money Michel the angle? Follow the projects that Money Michel did. Was it not meant to be in Warri before? Things like that. Just ask questions. But it's like it was there just for Guso to come and clear his name. In my own opinion, that's why sometimes I don't listen to them. I don't read from them. Because sometimes when I read from them, it doesn't add anything to me. So,
all right, Scott, I have to let you go now.
No worries.
We spent our time a lot. It's always nice chatting with you, man.
Always nice chatting with you.
Nice discussion. Hi, guys.
All right. Comments here. We can't really get into this again because we're at the end. But Chips is saying NFF president should develop the league too. The league is quote unquote a private entity, so it's not really the job of the NFF to develop the league. They can do stuff in partnership with the LMC. To make sure that the league, because the NFF is the one that governs football across the country, but the league is a different body, is a different entity. It is not NFF's job to develop the league, but they can make life easier, more conducive for the league.
We don't have the capacity to even develop the league.
That's another conversation entirely. But man, we've spoken about everything, man. We've spoken about everything. I appreciate every single person that has stayed with us. Still a lot of people that are tuned in, even though we're about to hit the 3-hour mark on this stream. It's been a fun one. I know that a lot of people have had a lot to say, and I can't blame you, man. Even it's funny. I was talking to somebody before this stream. I said, we don't really have much to talk about today, but then we've reached we've reached 3 hours here, man. It always goes like that. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Even if you are watching on replay, I hope you've stuck with us all the way till the end, and I hope you've enjoyed the program as always. We're waiting for the Super Eagles squad list to be announced. After that, I'll do a video for sure breaking down the squad list. Then next week on the Nigerian FC podcast, we'll surely talk
analysis.
about it as well. Before the AFCON, we're going to do a preview of Nigeria's group. Talk about all
And
the
predictions too.
predictions, all the group games, the different teams in the group, what we think is going to happen. And then throughout the tournaments, you want to be locked into Eagles Tracker. Of course, we're going to be keeping you updated on everything that is going on. If you guys have any content suggestions, any content ideas, anything that you want to see more from us, anything that you want to hear more about, anything that you want us to bring to you, feel free to always engage with us in the comments. Or you can even send me a DM and just suggest, whatever it is that you would like to see or hear. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Until next week, Smith Layi, final word from you.
Yeah, another wonderful edition, and we look forward to the AFCON. We hope that the momentum we had in the last AFCON, you guys can make it even better. We can remember then that when we record the podcast before the next day, 10,000. 10,000 already finished watching, 10,000, and people were keeping waiting for our prediction, and we went viral that time already. So guys, keep the energy. Keep the energy.
I appreciate all of you guys, man. It's been a pleasure. This has been the Naija FC podcast on Eagles Tracker, the home of Nigerian football. As always, my name is AyoT and my co-host is
Smith Layi.